Well, good, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of the Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you this morning, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. Captain Leonard is he been waiting on this topic right here. He told me just the other day. He said, "Man, I'm waiting on this one right here because I want to see how this thing is going to go." He already gave me the heads up about this particular topic right here, and it's gonna be very interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm excited myself to see how it's going to go, and what it's going to entail, and how people think about what we're going to talk about today. But before we do that, let me say good morning. We gotta say good morning stuff. Okay, I see what's the name just kicked in. Good deal, good deal. Let's say good morning to Captain Leonard. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Raheem in the morning, go fam.
Good deal, good deal. Adrian, what's
Hey,
going on?
Lord, how are you?
Hey, doing good, man. We ready to kick this thing off, man. And we're gonna talk about something this morning. We're gonna talk about something this morning that some people deal with, some people don't. Some people like to deal with it, and some people don't. The whole idea of it all, because far too often you have people that live they're living a false narrative of what their life is and where they are in their lives, and that's based on the topic we're gonna talk about today. And the question is this: Can a person can a person fall out of love? Can a person fall out of love? Far too often people say, I fell in love with this person, I love this person, I'm this, I'm that. But in life, in the life of living, can a person, and Leonard, I'm coming to you first with this, can a person fall out of love? What do you say to that?
No, because I don't even believe in people falling in love.
Mm, wow.
I believe in people being out of control and undisciplined.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm,
I ain't never fell into nothing. I knew
mm-hmm.
exactly what I wanted and what was going on.
Mm,
I mean, you would have to have somebody else go into all this detail. I love romance and all of these things. That's great, but I ain't never fell into it.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now, it depends on whether you're talking on a literal or what level you're speaking on when you say fall out of love, even fall in love. It depends on where you're coming from that. But before I go there, let me go to Adrian. Adrian, what do you say to that, man? Can a person fall out of love?
Uh, Honestly, I do believe that a person can fall out of love,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe that a person can fall in love also.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, whether it be romantic with your spouse or whether it's a friendship.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can meet somebody in life that's such an amazing person that motivates you. You motivate them. You encourage each other that you just feel like, you know what, this is a really awesome, awesome person. And it don't have to be nothing romantic at all. But
Mm-hmm.
now, do I think that people can fall out of love with a person? Yes. Yes, there's things that can happen between your interactions. Now, and it seems to be because there's different levels of this falling out of love too. Like the brother just said. I mean, if that is if you believe in falling in love with I love, but there's different levels of it. Now, if it's romantic, perhaps that woman that you was with, you might say, well, you know what, I still love her, but I'm not in love with her anymore. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I've moved on from that. I've elevated. You know, if it's a friendship, for example, you know, maybe somebody might rub you the wrong way so much to say, you know what, I know I got the love of God for him, but just really want to be around him like that, you know, on a daily basis. I'm not really feeling that no more, you know. So yeah, I think it's possible, you know.
Now, I spoke to Leonard briefly about this yesterday, and he mentioned to me, he said, well, what about love at first sight? What about love at first sight? Is there such thing as love at first sight? And I told him no, I don't think there is a such thing as a such animal. I don't think, and this is just me talking. Everybody got their own idea about this, but I don't think there's a such thing as love at first sight. Now you may have lust at first sight. It may be something about this person's physical makeup that you like about this person that attracts you, but that's not love. To me, that's not love. And so love is something you have to grow into. And that's why I from my understanding, that's what I'm saying. That's what I think that Leonard is saying. You have to grow to love this person. You don't just all of a sudden one day you see this person and you trip and you fall and now I'm in love. Nah, I don't think so. Just like falling in love is the same as falling out of love. Now, if you say I fell out of love with this person, did you really ever really love them at all? And that's the question people don't want to deal with. Did you really love that person at all, or did you just love some of the things that did you love some of the characteristics of the person? Did you love some of the things that the person did to and for you? That's a totally different thing. But what do you say to that, Adrian?
I tell you what, I see where you're going with this, and I understand your points. Now, now the whole concept of love at first sight. Yeah, because I'm thinking about a little female right now. Many years ago, I saw her, used to sit in the gym, and eventually I went over and talked to her. So it's something about her energy that she was giving off as she was working out.
But that's not love.
Right, okay, wait. That's that initial spark. Mm-hmm. But then you're right. I agree with you. You're right. Once I approached her, we began to talk and hanging out and stuff like that. Eventually, shooting, that been 15 plus years ago, that, yeah, I'm like, man, I still love her. She with somebody else. Matter of fact, she married to somebody that got a kid by. Guess what? I still love her because she's an amazing, awesome person. I got to know her for who she was. We had a lot of fun together. We encouraged each other. We kept each other disciplined. You know what I'm saying? We was on each other's neck. And it's just it's a great feeling to have that, Now, I'll say one more thing and I'll leave it alone. To me, not only is it falling in love, but then sometimes you get with a woman and you are just love. You're truly this, just one. You're just love. You're not I'm in love, I'm lusting, or I love her, or I'm in love. You are love with her because you won. Mm-hmm. I believe that too. So there you go.
Leonard, what do you say to that? We spoke briefly on this, and it was real brief yesterday when we spoke on this. But what do you think about love at first sight? That whole idea, that whole concept.
No, I mean, there's no context for it, really.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not. It's just lust.
Mm-hmm.
It's just lust. It's not. You're just attracted to a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You don't have to love a person to be attracted to them.
Mm-hmm.
That is not love.
Mm-hmm.
You're just attracted to them.
Yeah.
And you use these phrases to make excuses to hide your own selfish desires.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's good. Go ahead, Adrian. I see your hand over there. What's going on?
It just hit me now, and I got a question for you guys because y'all married me. I'm single still. Now, has it ever been, or do you believe with this whole concept of love at first sight? Okay, that let's just say you walking around as a man and you desire to have a wife, or you desire to have a girl to be with that you love, that you wake up to every day. And you walking around and you got this love in you. You can feel it inside of you. You can feel that warmth inside of you or that desire, whatever it is. Okay. And then again, it ain't got to be sexual. It ain't got to be, I need a woman to come clean my house for me, blah, blah, blah. But it's in you. And then when you meet this, girl, whoever she is, she could be, you never know where she might come from. Okay. But, when you meet her, you got that love in you already. You can't help but to want to either get love or receive love. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's kind of where that whole love at first sight thing, because if I'm me and I know, okay, I'm really looking for that one, to put the ring on her finger or whatever, and she looking for that one to find a husband, and we happen to click and bond with each other, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I done heard a situation where man and woman meet each other, they ain't even attracted to each other. They ain't even attracted to each other, dude. I remember, matter of fact, I'll tell you a short story, just start the story off. The show up. One of my old co-workers in New York, she told me, she said the way she met her husband, they was in New Orleans doing Katrina, and she was helping him with individual assistance for his house. So say he had applied, right, but he got denied. So he appealed it, and she came out to work his case. Man said that man was out there raising all kind of hell. She said, I'll never forget the day. She said, Adrian, she said, I didn't even like that dude. She said, I couldn't stand him. He was mad about the house and this, that, and the other. FEMA had denied him. And she said, but we began, I worked with him. She said, eventually, boom, 7 years later, we married. They started off not even with an attraction to each other. They just both had love in their heart, and they met, chance meeting.
I can agree with that. I can agree with that because I've seen situations too where people didn't like each other, and sometimes let me tell you something. Sometimes my boys when they wanted the girl, they would intentionally go out there and make the girl not like them, and just do the different things, and then it was
Listen,
slowly start to wind them in, and slowly start to wind them in. The phone lines are open 678-381-1973, 678-381-1973. Again, 678-381-1973. Give us a call. We'd love to have your input. We're asking the question, can a person fall out of love? Can a person fall out of love? We know about falling in love. We know about we spoke briefly about love at first sight and stuff like that. I don't believe there's a such thing as love at first sight, but if you feel something different, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you as well. 678-381-1973. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm really interested to hear what people have to say because it's a very big deal for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always an excuse to go one way or the other.
Yeah.
And one, I think that's what makes it a little different for me. It's because I'm a person who believes in commitment and things of that nature. And I don't be messing around trying to find an excuse to do anything.
So
I don't need I was just so this and I was just that's what I wanted and that's what I got.
You had a desire in your heart and you went on that desire, and these were the results of it.
Yes, you build relationship. That's what happens.
That's good.
And when you do it with intent, it's called commitment.
So that turns another corner. Do you think a lot of people just fall into this whole lustful thing, and because of the fact that they fall into this lustful thing, they want to disguise it or make people think, and I'm just gonna be honest with it, make people think that it's love just to hide their own nastiness. What do you say to that, Adrian?
Yes, sir. Not only do they do it to hide their own nastiness, they do it to buy houses. They do it to keep up with the Joneses and to make marital milestones in their life. They do it to have kids and to secure their paycheck in their future. There are many people that jump from relationship to relationship, calling it love at first sight, love this, I love her, I love him. They looked at me a certain type of way. Get out of here with that crap. When people start learning to love themselves and be by yourself for a while, provide for yourself for a while, okay? And not to be selfish on love, self-love and self-indulgence, no. But learn how to withstand, okay? And don't be jumping from man to man and woman to woman. I don't care if you're gay, straight, bi, trying anything else. The message is still the same. Jumping bed to bed, doing this and that, calling it love, because it ain't love. It's nastiness, it's greediness. Well, I married her because she had a 401k pension. Her stomach was big as a wash pot, though. I know situations like that where a dude can only just put his hand around her stomach on the camera at the wedding. Come on now.
No, Adrian, hold on now. They say there's somebody for everybody. Now you can't tell that man who to love. He might like oversized women. That might be what his desire is on an oversized woman. And so
he had girlfriends on the side and was trying to get my cousin. That was a paycheck, man.
Lord. Leonard, hold on, Adrian. You're taking a turn, there, brother. You're taking a turn. Leonard, talk to me, brother. What's on your heart? I don't know where Adrian going right now.
Look, if you like it, I love it. It don't matter. It's your experience. It's not, I wouldn't say love was nasty or anything like that, but it's definitely flesh. It's carnal. So a lot of times, exactly. and you should quit ignoring it. See, Christian, hold on, mother.
And see the thing about it, and that's the thing. That's one of the things right there. People have so many different motivations. I say it like that. People have so many different motivations that they do for this thing called love. They say, I fell out of love with this. I fell out of love with him. I fell out of love with her. Well, hold on. My question goes back again. Were you really in love with them, or were there some things that they had? Were there some objects that they had that attracted you to that person to make you want to be with that person because of the material things that they had, or even the way that they made you feel in a certain environment.
But you know what? That's an issue with people who ain't got nothing.
Yeah, it is. It really is. Yeah.
That's for people who don't have anything.
Yeah.
See, it's not you. I don't care who you are. No matter how much you got, you're gonna get whatever it is you got to that one you love. No matter how much it is, you can give it all. You give it all to them. If you really love them. Love is like that. See, love is one of the things you should learn to. You must love. You got to discipline it. You have to. You have to, because it will get out of control.
I agree, but Leonard, in order for you to have the discipline in love, you have to certain time a person have to have discipline within themselves, and some people just don't have any self-discipline at all.
That is exactly my point.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not. That's exactly my point. It's just, say, for instance, you have to learn how to behave. You really do. You got to have some type of value, and principles, moral values and principles. If you don't, you're gonna be out here and you're gonna be wild and you're gonna be suffering from various consequences. And not all of them are bad. A lot of men, they don't care how many children they make. They're just out there making them. I love all my kids, but they're not feeding them.
Yeah, ain't doing nothing for them.
No, they're just making them. So you have to look at everybody's point of view. Everybody got their own lie. I can pick it out very easily, which is why I ain't no fool running around here talking about some relationship I had that turned me out and all this kind of mess. That, you know what? When it don't work and you're married, go get a divorce. If you don't want to be with somebody, I fell out of love. How about I just don't want to be with you no more? Yeah. Because when you think of it in these terms, too many people talk about it. You got to say, do you love me? Do you love me? Do you love me? Anybody that has to have that every day, you need to leave them alone. They got an issue. Yeah. And you ain't going to never be able to fix it for them.
Regardless of how you try. Now, that's
right. Don't let love be something people use to take advantage of you.
And a lot of times people do. Adrian, let me ask you this question right here. And the phone lines are open. Give us a call, y'all. 678-381-1973. 678-381-1973. Adrian, if a young lady, and people feel differently about this. You said about the guy that married the oversized young lady, and I'm trying to be nice how I describe her. But do you think if a young lady has 6 kids, you and a man, and we're not gonna personalize the thing, and a man meet her, and he feels as though she's everything that he's been looking for.
Yes,
this is my wife. Up until the time he find out that she has 6 kids. Okay. Do you think that's a stumbling block in that relationship, or even that love?
Somebody lied.
Go ahead. Well, go ahead, brother Leonard. But I'm gonna tell you like this, okay? On their encounter, cause I can tell you about that too, bro. We'll have a person talk later. I know this one woman that her mama hid her 9 kids from the dude that she got with until they fell in love, and then all of a sudden, here come 9 kids to his nice, clean home that were unraised or half unraised. And let's keep it 1,000. I got to tell her this Tuesday morning. Okay, I ain't gonna call the name. Okay. But is that fair to him? No. Is it manipulative and deceitful of her? Yes. When that woman, or let's just flip it on the other side. If a man got 9 children, he need to tell that woman that he getting with. If he feel like she the one, he ain't never been married to another woman or in love with none of them baby mamas, and he finna marry this woman right here, he need to tell her, I got 9 baby mama, 8 baby mama, 7 baby mama, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And no, we ain't talking about the 12 days of Christmas. He need to tell the truth too, to let her know that guess what? It's me, but I have other responsibilities too. Because if you falling in love with me, and just like Leonard said, I got to agree with him. If you want all of my time and attention all the time, something wrong. You need to learn to love yourself more and comfort yourself, because nobody is eternal but God. And I got other stuff to do, called taking care of my 9 children plus myself. I got to deal with some baby mamas, and I got to keep about 37 jobs. Just that simple. if you taking care of them 9 children. So it's a two-way street, brother, on that one there. It's a two-way street. But do I think that hidden information could cause a change, making a change in that? Yes. Because you getting to know that woman, you think it's just her. Or that woman getting to know that man, you think, oh, well, I thought you were single. Daddy K, tell him that I got a husband or wife down the street. Tell him that. Say, oh, by the way, I met you, but my wife is over here. You just gonna be my mistress, so you gonna be my second wife. Say the same thing and see what reaction you gonna get. You might get somebody to like it. Honestly, that's what people call polygamy.
Mm-hmm. Leonard, what do you say to that, man? If he find out that after the fact he find out that she has 9 kids, 6, 7, 8, 9 kids, is that a roadblock in the love that he portrayed that he had for her?
How you love somebody and don't know they got 9 kids?
Hey, just like Adrian just said,
somebody's lying.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So let's first get rid of this notion of love.
Mm-hmm.
Because this whole thing, because once you love somebody, you love them, regardless. And if you're disciplined enough and something like that happens, you immediately separate from the person.
Mm-hmm.
Because you said you was looking for one thing, and this is not what you were looking for.
But
I
see,
don't believe types of issues.
Leonard, see, I understand what I understand what you're saying, but
I'm coming from the point of view of a man who knows what he wants and goes and gets that. Not some weak fool that don't know what he's doing out here walking around with his thing out, looking for something wet. But you can find that everywhere. In all different shapes and sizes. There's no need to talk about a person's size or anything in this conversation. Because we're talking about love. We're not talking about
there are some things, there are some things that people would say prevented them or held them back from actually falling in love with that person. And one of them could be the fact that they got too many kids. Something. And what if the guy? What? Now, hold on. Let me ask you. Let me ask you. What if the guy was the individual, was the kind of person that say, "Well, I'm trying to get my life in order before I have kids," and meet her at a certain age, and he hadn't gotten his life exactly where he wanted to be, and now she's coming in there with 6, 7, 8 kids. He said he didn't want kids until he got to a certain position in his life. Should he just put all that? Should he put all that to the side and just go with it?
Well, it sounds like you're not much of a man. You don't need to be looking for no woman.
I can't agree with that, Leonard. I can't agree with that.
Well, I mean, I don't even understand how you be with a woman that don't know she got kids. I don't even understand how that works.
Well, it can, brother. It absolutely can. It absolutely can. You know,
well,
I know situations. No. I know, Leonard. I know. There's a lot of deceitful people, men and women out there, that will deceive you and get you to a certain place and a certain point, and they will not tell you certain information up until they get you. I'm coming to you, Adrian. They will not tell you certain. Hold on. They will not tell you. And so
I'll do a background check on you and everything else.
There you go. You might, but not everybody do. Go ahead, Adrian.
I'm a man. I don't care nothing about people being deceitful, right? I don't care about that. I'm demanding.
But again, that's you.
I'll make you get butt naked. You
understand? That's you, and Leonard, you probably will. And we got a Donna on the line right now. I know he got his line muted, and Donna, I know he's laughing like crazy right now. Donna, we know you're there. We're going to come to you in just 1 second. Go ahead, Adrian.
I'm gonna say 2 things. Yesterday we had a conversation called "The Power of a Lie," and one of the questions Brother Rico asked was, when you don't tell a little child, oh, by the way, your mama is really so-and-so, she's only 12, 13, 14 years old. Okay, grandmama is playing mama. Mama is really more like a big sister, so forth and so on. All of a sudden, a man meets a woman who done had 2, 3, 4 babies by the time she 18, 19, 20. Okay, her mama been raising them. She a big sister, and he has no clue, none the wiser, that all them little kids are actually hers, not her little brothers and sisters. I've seen that several times too, number one. And number two, I'm gonna quote one thing, and I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'd rather have loyalty than love, cause love really don't mean jack. See, love is just a feeling. You can love somebody and still stab them in the back. It don't take much to love. You can love somebody by just being attached. And that came from 21 Savage, the rapper. That's what he said about love. I would rather have loyalty than love. Because love don't mean jack. You can still love somebody and stab them in the back. Y'all keep that in mind out there on radio broadcast land.
Let me go to Donna Tucson. Good morning, Donna. How you doing this morning, sir? I knew it. I told you.
Come on, Donald. Tell him the truth. Tell him the truth. Come on,
man, look, I don't mean no disrespect to anybody, but that ain't love.
I've been grown too long, Donald.
Now, so you're saying if he find out that she has all them kids, and he say, look here, I don't want kids to a certain age. I don't want no kids. You saying that's not love?
No. I'm saying the rapper song.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna take no advice from that rapper.
Reynolds rap. But what do you say to that?
Well, they can't get
Exactly.
Can a person, Donald, can a person
be 59 years old pop up and have 9 kids?
Come on, Tucson.
No.
What?
A woman can start having kids. Some at 11.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
I understand that. No, I understand all that.
Mm-hmm.
But for me to be, for anybody to be in a relationship, and I understand that they got grandmothers raising their grandchildren in the name of their mom.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
I know that happens.
Hey, Leonard, got a little history coming from your line. Mute your line for me, Leonard.
But I wish they had another lady on the line.
Yeah,
where are ladies at?
That's what I'm saying.
It's time for.
What's that?
It's time for
the third pastor
role play.
Oh yeah. That would be good. Yes, sir.
A role play.
But Don, I need to ask you though. Do you think it's possible? People say that they fell in love. That they fell in love with this person. Do you think it's possible to fall out of love with a person? Do you think it's possible to fall out of love? What do you say to that?
Okay, you can. There's two different things in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You can love a person, and you can be in love with the person.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, if there's a surface of love that's just friendship type that goes to a certain extent,
mm-hmm.
that it's what you do for me or what I do for you that causes us to have a certain feeling toward each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in love is a whole different picture. In love has ingredients of agape love.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see, because you meet a girl and she got a Coke bottle shape, but after 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 children, the Coke bottle is a keg,
mm-hmm.
and the love don't go away.
Mm-hmm. So you was more in love. I mean? You was more in love with her physical attributes than you were with her.
If you just love her,
mm-hmm.
if you're in love with her, it don't matter. She can be just heavy set. I want to say heavy set.
Mm-hmm.
But 10 years, 13 years ago, she was the finest thing that ever walked the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But you fell in love with the person, not the figure. Because my dad told me one time, and I like to, that's how I keep my dad alive. He said, boy, you looking at that girl, you better look at her mama. Because that's what you're going to see later on.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So everything goes south. Gravity pulls down on everything.
Yes, sir.
So you look at them pretty eyes, they don't have cataract.
God almighty.
And also, Raheem, I'll be so glad when I hope my girl Toya and the females call in today, because I really want to know their point of view.
Yeah.
Because unlike a lot of men, I'm not the same that I used to be.
Exactly.
I ain't got no hair. I ain't got no hair no more. Okay. I don't gain 80 pounds. You know, I can't lift couches like I used to. You know, I sleep a little bit longer than I used to. Guess what? My heart don't beat like it used to. So we have to be careful. You ain't all that no more either.
Wait a minute, man. Wait a minute, man. I see you, Adrian. I see you. But see, and but that's the thing right there, man. What's my boy name? Music Soul Child had this song. As long as you don't change, and as long as you don't change, and so my thing is this right here. That's an issue. Because as he says, I love you even when your hair's turned gray, even when you gained all the weight, as long as you don't change. Well, that's impossible, because a person is going to change even mentally, physically, or spiritually, or emotionally. A person is going to change in all kinds of different elements as they go through this thing called life. That's just what happens. So if you're putting those conditions on there, say, I will love you even, but please don't change. Now your love is based upon them staying the same. Go ahead, Adrian.
I feel like that statement in that song, I'm gonna say two things. It more so reference to when you first had that encounter with that woman, and you begin to develop and grow, and that first spark of attraction, whatever it might have been. That's what, if that don't change, if that initial little tea with a bit of fire stays there, and as long as it grows and the fire grows and the love grows, guess what? We together. But now if that big fire go from here and come back down here to this and then goes out, it turns cold. And when it turns cold, you don't feel that warmth of love, of passion, of that desire to want to be with that woman anymore. Okay. But then I'll go, that's one point. And then the other point I make here, I agree, nothing stays the same. You're going to get older, you're going to get gray, fatter, this, that, and the other. You got to start off loving yourself. If you love yourself and you know you're going to evolve and, you know, into fine wine, for example, guess what? You meet a woman, you could be 50 years old. You still good because you comfortable in yourself. You secure in yourself. You know, you might not have a six pack like you used to have back when you 21. Okay. You might have a kid, but are you happy within yourself? When you meet that woman at the age of 50, you say, well, okay, this is what I look like at 21. This is where I was in my mental state at 21. This is where I was in my emotional state at 21. Now that I'm 50, this is what I look like. Guess what? I'm still a rock star. I'm still happy, whether I'm with you or without you. My love in me is not going to be dependent based on whether or not you love me. It's whether or not God loves me and the love of God is in me, and whether or not I love myself and love God back and then love others outward. Just that simple. So yeah, everything is going to change. Nothing's going to stay. Ain't nothing eternal but God and his holy word. That's the only thing eternal. Other than that, everything.
I'm going to read this because I just pulled this up, and Rico, good to come to you next, brother. I'm gonna read it, and I had I guess I kind of looked at it the wrong way, because there's a word in here that I'll change the whole dynamics of what I was saying. But this is how his song starts off. This is Musiq Soulchild. He said, lately you've been questioning if I still see you the same way, cause through these trying years we're gonna both physically change. Now don't you know you will always be the most beautiful woman I know. So let me reassure you, darling, this, my feelings are truly unconditional. And this is the part where he said, see, I love you when your hair turns gray. I still love you if you gain a little weight. Yeah. The way I feel for you will always be the same, just as long as your love don't change. And so that puts a whole different spin on. He said, hold on. He said, just as long as your love don't change. So as long as your love stays the same for me, I will always love you. Now, is that conditional? Is that Rico? Good morning, Rico. How you doing this morning, sir?
Man, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning?
Hey, doing good, brother. We asking the question, can a person fall out of love? Now, I just read that Musiq Soulchild song. What do you think about that?
Well, I feel like it depends on what each person's interpretation of love is.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
I mean, everybody isn't going to have the same definition or idea of love,
Mm-hmm.
but that's why it's so important for you to have positive people of the opposite sex, or I guess if you like the same sex, I ain't gonna go there. But if you know, you got to have positive people in your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And later on down the line, when you meet other people that sort of remind you of your heroes. I don't even want to call them your heroes, your motivators, or your people that really gave you guidance. Then you see those same values and qualities
mm-hmm.
in somebody later on down the road, and that can be enticing. That can make you say, you know what, man, I think I done fell in love. I think I met the perfect woman,
mm-hmm.
because she encompasses all those characteristics that you've seen in positive women. And then on top of that, you have positive men in your life telling you what kind of good woman to look for. You might have found her.
Mm-hmm.
She might be very virtuous. There's so many different things, qualities and standards that you may see in a woman that make you love that about her. And then before you know it, you're in love with her because of all of the things that she encompasses. But
what if, Rico,
if you are misguided,
mm-hmm.
go ahead.
What if, Rico, you run into this young lady, and not saying you, because we're not gonna personalize this thing, but what if a young man run into this young lady and he start paying attention to her, and he start noticing some of the characteristics that she have in her that's absolutely amazing. It blows him away. But only thing about it, she don't have that physical look that he liked to find in a young lady. And the lady that he think he should be with, she don't have the look at all. As a matter of fact, truth of the matter, she's maybe a 5 on his scale of 10. And so she's not measuring up physically in the looks department. Should that be a disqualification for their love? Or would people use that as a disqualification?
Well, people will use that, but it shouldn't be a disqualification.
Mm-hmm.
And in some cases, it's not a disqualification. I mean, we've seen people, that men and women, that we felt like, wait a minute, you could have did way better than that. But
mm-hmm.
man, when I tell you that other person was a superhero, when I tell you a Superman or Wonder Woman,
mm-hmm.
you know, they were amazing in the community. They were saviors. They were, and they win you over with their heart, because you see now that, you know what, you're not with them because they're charitable, but you are with them because of their heart, their character.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you know, that the look shouldn't be a prerequisite, but a lot of times it is. Physical attraction is always going to be one of the issues. But, you know, you can fall out of love with somebody. You can fall out of love with somebody. The thing is what did you value? What did you love about them?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't even want to just, you know, keep this limited to people, because some people love things. Some people love drugs. You know what I'm saying? And
mm-hmm.
you can fall out of love with those certain things too.
Yeah.
But are you confusing love with addiction, craving? I mean, it's just so many different ways people interpret love.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
mm-hmm.
me honestly, I feel like you in love with the opposite sex when you don't want to stop being around them. You just want to be in their presence all the time, and you wish you could keep them to yourself, but you ain't even thinking about sex.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good. Donna Tucson, talk to me, brother. And where my ladies at today, man? What ladies? Where y'all at? Give us a call, ladies. We want to hear. You know, we got the men.
Hey, they ain't got their face ready yet. They got to put the makeup on.
Oh, okay.
That's where you went. They gonna call now.
Oh,
they
Lord.
Gonna call now.
Exactly.
You know, they hurrying up.
You know, he
put their lipstick on just now.
Look. He don't poke the bear. He don't poke the bear. Oh Lord, the bear coming.
I did know something. They need to get on his phone now. They got us on here talking like we relationship specialists. They know they gotta come on in.
Exactly. Tucson, talk to me.
Would I be correct? I don't know that, in saying that men are more petty, and vain.
Oh yeah.
About certain things.
Oh yeah. We want that. We want that dime, brother. We want that dime.
Don't matter. You know, and okay, let's just throw this out here. I may be crazy about a person, thinking me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just madly in love with them. But if they cross my children,
mm-hmm.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. They can be Coke bottle, 6 figure, 8 figures, 20 figures.
Mm-hmm.
You got to go.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to go.
Yeah, ain't no two ways about that.
I mean, maybe that's not. No, and see, because that's the problem with a lot of people. They go crazy over people,
mm-hmm.
and they allow relationships to outlove their children. Something wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly.
The devil is a lie,
and the truth ain't in it.
You know, that's yeah, I'm trying to tell you. Now that's a breaker.
Mm-hmm.
Now I love you from a distance.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some that I mean, at least I know one that I had just I would say I was licking the glass.
Good Lord.
Like a crazy man.
Good Lord. Good boy. Good Lord. Boy, she had you, bro.
The little short on the short bus, that's just a figure of speech.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Let me do this. We got our brother Curtis with us this morning. Good morning, Curtis. How you doing this morning, sir? Kurt, yes, sir. Kurt, you there?
Morning. Come back to me, bro.
Okay. All right. Good deal. Adrian, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I want to make a short comment, and I won't be rude about this.
Be careful, Adrian.
I will. I quoted a rapper a minute ago. His name is 21 Savage.
Yeah.
And I quoted his lyrics as it relates to love versus loyalty.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the fact that I quoted that rapper, who is a younger gentleman, but he is a man in the least, and he has a prominent figure to many young people and many people, period. I feel like some people felt like I was being disrespectful or trying to promote a rapper.
No.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm clear on that. It's the actual words that I listen to and that I think about.
I quoted
Music Soul Child, and I think we quote a couple of other people. So I want to make sure that people don't think that when I say something that I'm just talking out the side of my neck. No. And if it's something that they understand, please let us stand in accordance of respect to each other. And I think we'll all learn and grow, because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to learn and get wisdom from other people as well as express that. So that's really what's on my heart right now, is that for some people, again, love don't mean much to them. Loyalty means something to them. Are you loyal for other people? Are you financially stable? For other people, are you abusive or not? Okay. Or are you, like for a second ago, Brother Rico talked about how some people are in love with alcohol as opposed to, is it an addiction? Well, if you get in a relationship with somebody, if that person is an alcoholic, do they take that out, and call it love when they hit you upside the head, or are they loyal to you in showing you love where they don't beat you, whatever they going through in their life? So again, it comes back to a person being confident and loving themselves before I think they have love for someone else.
My thing is this right here, and I've always stood on this right here, man. And people say how they want to say it, to dress up the way they want to dress it up. Put a nice little pretty bow on a pig, it's still a pig. But my thing is, if you're hitting that person upside the head and you're beating that person, I question how much you love that person. Not only how much do you love that person, but how much do you love yourself, that you feel as though that you can go and you can beat this person upside the head and it's supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be okay. It does happen. It does happen. But my thing is right here too. I question both sides, because now if you're letting this person do this to you, how much do you love yourself that you're going to allow this person to beat on you? Rico, talk to me, brother. Curtis, let me know when you're ready.
That goes back to what I was saying. That goes back to what I was saying about each person's idea of love. If that person that, because I've heard women, I thought at first it sounded odd to me. You hear certain comedians say things about meeting women that got 9 children and they come out and say, "Is you my daddy?" Man, I thought that could never happen, but it's real. It can happen. I've seen it happen with my own eyes. I was like, what is this real? And on top of that, you know, you have people that say that a man don't love you if he don't whoop you. When you're acting up and because women will try to get that response out of the man.
Yeah.
What if they grew up getting beaten and mistreated by the person that was supposed to love them the most? Maybe they didn't, you know, it's a dysfunction that people may call it love, but that's dysfunction. That ain't even dysfunctional love. That's just a dysfunctional person misplacing love. But you know, the thing is, are we confusing love with being mesmerized? Are we confusing love with being infatuated? Infatuation and love is two different things. But I know one thing: when you do think you falling in love with somebody, and then you fall out of love and you done with them, you soon find out what it is you loved about that person. You know, you can love something about a person and still get consumed with that you love about them. Get infatuated, and before you know it, you think you're in love with them until you find out they like touching kids. How many women were in love with R. Kelly until?
And some of and some of them, Rico, the sad part about it, some of them still love R. Kelly.
They're in love for the wrong reason.
Yeah, exactly.
That ain't love. You know what I'm saying? But that to them, they think it's love. So it's each person's interpretation. You know, we got to really be careful about our opinions and let people know that this is how we feel and how we look at it. Because, like I said, everybody's journey has been different. You know, I ain't been the best person in my past. I got plenty of notches on my belt. And a lot of guilty conscience to go with it, but I can only claim 3 girlfriends.
Wow.
But some people might claim 10 girlfriends. They might claim every girl they talk to is a girlfriend, but I got a certain criteria. I got certain standards that make me qualify a woman as a girlfriend. But some people don't have the same standards. They don't have the same criteria, so they got boyfriend and girl, 2 or 3 different boyfriends a year, 2 or 3 different girlfriends a year, 9 different baby daddies. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't have the right criteria. They don't have the right understanding. So it depends on the perspective of the person. But understand that whatever their perspective can be dysfunctional. Or maybe it started from deviant behavior or just attraction.
Yeah, exactly. Man, look, I'm trying to figure out where our ladies at today. Hey, Curtis, are you ready?
Yeah.
Well, you're hanging on the side of a mountain.
Exactly. Curtis, what's going on with you, man? Curtis.
I can't hear me in the headphones either.
You can hear?
No. I think when he said, he was talking to somebody at work.
Oh, okay. Leonard, talk to me, brother.
Oh, man, I'm just listening because, you know, I'm going to have to take my belt off today. Because I just, some things I can't tolerate. I just can't tolerate.
Yeah.
This deception and this constant changing of the definition, this irritating.
What do you mean when you say changing of the definition?
Because you eventually try to make it what you want, and then everybody else has a separate definition, and then you wonder why you can't get along.
Oh, you talk? Okay. You talking about in that relationship? In that relationship, what it changed? Well, see, Leonard,
saying love in the wrong place and expecting it to make sense.
Yeah, and see, and that's
I
think that's part of the issue.
Definitions to this word.
That's a part of the issue, because what happened is, and I think this is what happened. They go into it thinking that is love. They thinking that they're in a love relationship. They're thinking that they're walking down the right track to falling in love, when really everything that they're doing and that they have been doing is based on lust.
It is to that person. If they are in love, I'm not going to doubt that, because I don't know what it takes for them to be in love. I don't know
do people
what
know
they're
what love
looking
is, though?
for. I don't even believe it should be discussed.
Do people know what love is, though, Leonard? A lot of times
it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
What matters is what are you doing about it. It's the evidence. It's the evidence. It's not what you want it to be like that. It's the evidence. You said you love somebody and now you don't. Somebody's lying.
But Rico say this all the time. You know, words are just how you say the thing, Rico?
There ain't number sounds that come out your mouth.
Yeah.
Like I say, if you kept your mouth shut, you wouldn't have no problem.
No, not necessarily, because
if nobody ever never said anything to anybody.
Your mind still think, your mind play tricks on you, thinking, having you thinking, like Adrian said, you know, this person has beat this person upside the head, be it the man beating the woman or the woman beating the man, because it goes both ways sometimes. But my thing is this right here. And there go Curtis calling again. Let me get to this brother. I know he at work. Curtis, good morning, sir. How you doing?
Morning, bro. Morning, fellas.
Good morning, brother Curtis.
Man, look, I stopped my thoughts so I could come to you, because I ain't know how much time you had, brother. We're asking the question: Can a person fall out? Can a person fall out of love? Curtis, what do you say to that?
No, not real love.
Okay, you got to explain that to me now.
Okay,
thank you,
explain
Curtis.
it. It's rather simple. And for those of y'all that don't read, adamantly or that may get lost in what I'm about to say, just sit back, look it up for yourself, and then read it slowly. William Shakespeare wrote that it says, "Let be not to the marriage of true minds admit impediments. Love is not love which alters when its alterator finds, or bends with the remover to remove. Oh no, it is a never fixed mark that's built on tempest. It is the star to every wandering bark, although its height might be taken. Love's not time's fool, the rosy lips and cheeks, but within his bending fickle compass comes. Love does not alter brief hours or weeks. No, it stands until the edge of doom, and if this be error and upon me proved, I never writ nor no man ever loved." So basically what that says is, you can try and control it. You can try and turn it on. You can try and turn it off. You can try and do all the things that you think you can do, that you as a human being can tell lies to yourself that you have control of.
Thank you.
Love is the one thing that you don't. Also, if you ever get a chance, if anybody ever get a chance, that was Shakespeare's Sonnet 116. If you ever get a chance, look up Einstein's definition of love. Letter defining Einstein's letter to his daughter, where he defines the definition of love, right? And in that defining, he says to the public, to his daughter, "Baby girl, my E = MC² was wrong. The reason why it was wrong, because I did not account for the most powerful force in the universe. It has, it is magnetic, and it is above gravity.
Come on.
It has a greater level of gravity because it pulls things to and from.
Come on.
And that force is love. And in my E = MC², I did not account for it. And I just summed that up. But nah, not real love, bro. You can't fall in and out of real love.
Okay, well, let me ask you this question right here, Curtis, and this may put a different perspective on what you say, or it might not. What if a person is with somebody and they realize they've been with this person for years, and then they realize that this person has been deceiving them the whole time? You fall in love with the facade of who this person is presenting to you, and then you find out that this person isn't really who they thought they was at all. And now your heart is hurting because you know you've been living a lie, and they've been presenting a lie to you. Are you still in love with them?
Yes.
You will always be in love with what you fell in love with.
Exactly.
But it wasn't that. But it's not the individual that's standing before you, though.
It don't matter.
Does
you will
not.
always fall in love with the person that you fell in love with, the being that you fell in love with.
But that person don't exist.
That
person don't exist.
It don't matter if it was a lie. It don't matter if it was a lie. It could have been a complete farce. If that's what you.
So you fell in love with the facade.
Yeah, exactly.
You didn't fall in love with the person. You fell in love with the facade that the person put on. You fell in love with the character.
Exactly.
And even if and even if you fell in love with the facade, that basically should tell you that that's the kind of person that you like.
No.
So now let's just be honest. If that's the kind of person that you like, then guess what? then that's what you date. Don't make no excuses.
Thank you. Don't make no excuses.
No. What I can agree with you. What I can and I see. We got another caller, so I want to touch the other caller as well. So caller, hold on. We're coming to you next. But what I can agree with a part of what you're saying, but not the whole. And the reason why I said it because this person has been living a lie. You fell in love. What you fell in love with was the person that this person was presenting themselves to be. Now, Curtis, you know as well as I do, growing up. When you play childish games, we used to have people to go out there and okay, what's she like, and a couple of boys go, they talk to her, blah, come back and make the report. Yeah, she like this, what she like, this is what she like. And now you become that individual because you know this is what she like, just to draw her in. And then once you get her, that's the whole thing I'm talking about. Once you get her, she fall in love with this person that you're presenting. It's not who you are.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter because she fell in love with the person that she thought you were.
Exactly. It's still love.
But it's still. Go ahead, Curtis.
Listen. You know, I'm gonna keep it real, only because I have to. All right. Everybody want to fall in love with God because they believe that God will save them.
You better come on. Preach.
Until they find out the price that they gotta pay to be saved. See, man could be so phony and so vicarious. And not wanting to say, you know what? Well, I like me a bad boy, or I like me a bad girl. Oh no, I got to have it like this. You ain't got to have nothing. Only thing you need to have is Jesus. That's what you need. That's what we all need. I'm tired of people blaming other folk for their lack of ability to have a real relationship.
Come on, Kurt.
But see,
come on, Kurt. Preach the truth.
I don't think it's the same thing, Curtis. I heard what you're saying. I don't think it's the same thing, though, brother. I really don't. Because my thing is,
you don't think it's the what?
I don't think it's the same thing. And the reason why I say I don't think it's the same thing is because if we always say on this broadcast, we always say that in the beginning, people send their representative, and they send their representative, and you fall for that representative. You're not falling for that actual person. My thing is, it's not that person's fault. The one that fell in love with this person, it's not their fault that this person was fake and phony and trying to be something that they're not. They fell for the person that was before them.
Right here.
Yes.
Right here.
Yes.
Listen, I love you. You know I love you. You
yes,
know
sir.
you my man.
Yes, sir.
Grant.
Hey, go both ways, bro. Yes, sir.
But I'm not gonna make excuses for lackadaisical understanding, right? Because number one, anybody that's pump faking like that, you know what's the greatest thing about a pump fake? Is you can see.
Thank you.
You can see.
You can
it's
see.
not nothing that you can't see. You can see that guy go to take that shot, pull it down, and put it back up. I'm sorry. You can see it, bro. You see what I'm saying? Even the best fakers, the best fakers will show you some form of, okay, this might be a little too much for me. So I'm not gonna make excuses for people wanting to ignore what they see, what God has showed them, because they want to believe that this fairy tale thing has happened. I'm not going to do that. I did it for years. It didn't work for me. So I'm not going to support those and jump behind. Now, I ain't going to lie. I'll stand right with you. Like, oh, baby girl, I'm sorry this happened to you. Or baby boy, you know, I'm sorry this happened to you. But at the same time, no, I'm not going to excuse that, because Raheem, if we excuse that, what we do is we excuse to allow for it to happen again.
Exactly.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I understand. I'm not. Hold on, Curtis. Hold on. I'm not saying that you're wrong in what you're saying, but what I am saying is, I can't blame the person for being deceived when they went in with the right reasons and the right intentions. Hold on. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller from the 214 area code. Are you there? Caller going once, going twice. 214 area code. Are you there? Okay. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
You know, once again, that goes back to each person's interpretation. I mean, we got to understand, I don't care who we quoting that man's interpretation of what he think love is. So we can't disrespect it. We can call it dysfunctional. Like I said, when a woman says, hey, a man don't love you if he don't beat you, And so women go out here and try to find different ways to get a response out of a man to see if he loved them. That's dysfunctional. But that's their way of interpreting it. I ain't saying it's love, but they said that. You get what I'm saying? You got to convince them that of what love is. But who am I to tell them what they love or what they value? To me, when it comes to love, you really gonna really fall deeply in love and know if you don't found love depending on how much trust you got in that person.
Loyalty.
When you loyalty is one big thing, but trust. How much you know how much can you trust them? Just start opening up and believing everything they tell you. Okay, so now here we go. We have women that have fallen in love with con artists. I saw a documentary on HBO about this man. He done got like 20-something women, and they from state to state.
Yeah,
he all got them because they saw certain values in him that they like. They don't love him anymore, but they did love that person from the past. So, you know, like I said, it goes down to what you value. What do you value? How do you look at love? You know, it's gonna be about how were you shown love? Did somebody show you love the right, healthy way? You get what I'm saying? Because if somebody showed you love by playing mind games with you, you know what I mean? There's so many different ways that people have been mistreated and abused, and it was normal to them. Like I said, if you were beaten as a child, then when you get older, you marry somebody that beats you. 9 times out of 10, that's what you used to. Okay, he must be mad. He got a reaction out of me. Yeah, I was on the phone going to do something intentionally to get his attention and raise his ire to see if he loved you. And then, you know, if you don't whoop him, maybe I don't maybe I don't like beating on women. No. Maybe I love this woman, but you know, there's just so many different ways that they're interpreting it, man. I just can't really quote another person on what their definition of love is. You know, now if you really want to get scientific about it, love is a Western culture concept. That didn't start till what Europeans got involved. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it may have started after the Renaissance or during the Renaissance. So, you know, it was on artistic things. So I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me. But I mean, it's each person's interpretation of what they value, man. We really can't be opinionated like that about other people.
Exactly. Let me go. We got a call from the 770 area code. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey guys. My name is Lisa, and I'm calling.
Thank you,
Lisa. From Stockbridge, Georgia.
Lisa, good morning. How you doing this morning? Lisa, I'm
fine. I just stumbled up on y'all live. I was like, let me listen to these guys and what they got to say before I call in. We need you bad. Hey, we need. I ain't got my face on either.
I should have took some more pills.
We're gonna send you the link so you can come on so we can see who you are. But Lisa, I need to hear from a young lady's point of view, and I definitely appreciate you calling in this morning, sister. Thank you. Is it possible?
You're welcome.
Can a person fall out of love? Can a person fall out of love? What do you say to that?
Of course. And I'm going to respectfully disagree with some of the guys who say they can't. Okay. But of course, a person can fall out of love. You know why? It's because they didn't have understanding of who they thought they were falling in love with. Okay, so back to what you were saying, Raheem, right?
Yes.
Back to what you were saying, me and one of my customers had a discussion just about 2 weeks ago. And I had a different approach to it then because he was like, can you you still love a person if they deceived you? And I said, it all depends on what they done, right? So he said, what if you was dating a guy and you thought it was a guy, and y'all never had sex, but you found out it was really a woman? Could you then love that person? And I was like, no, I don't think so. It goes back to, like you said, if somebody show you who they are, or if you fall in love with someone you thought you were falling in love with, and you found out they were somebody totally different, of course you're going to fall out of love. We once had a show that asked everybody, would you rather have love or understanding when you first get into a relationship? My answer was understanding. And a lot of guys was like, I'd rather have love. because then you can understand them. And I said, well, if I have understanding, like say, for instance, you come in and you mad after work. Okay, I don't understand why you mad and you don't want to talk about it. Or say you come in and every time you come in, you throwing your shoes and your drawers in the middle of the floor. And I don't understand it. So I'm talking to you about it, and I'll talk to you about it. I'll talk to you about it. Nothing is done about it. So eventually I'll go out and I'll start saying, okay, I'll start talking to my friends about it. They was like, oh, okay, well, go to them, ask them to do this, do that, do this, do that. And then he don't do it. So eventually you're going to get tired of it. And you're going to be like, you know what, the heck with this. I can't do it. So I think it all.
But Lisa, let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this question based on what you just said. And those scenarios happen. Do you fall out of love with that person, or you just realize that you can't be with that person? Which one is it?
I'll tell you, it's probably both, and I'll tell you why. I don't know how I could fall in love with the next man if I'm still in love with this man. And that's just me personally. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I can't move on with my life if I'm still loving somebody else. Now, I still will have love for them. I won't see them hungry. I won't see them in the street if I could do anything about it. But I don't think I could love the next person if I'm still in love with this previous man. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. Leonard, what's on your heart, brother?
So, man, I'm just trying to listen because I don't even feel human right now. So this is foolishness.
Why you say foolishness, man? It's dealing with love, man. What do you mean foolishness?
What make y'all think y'all control love? What make y'all think y'all can even define?
I'm not gonna say anybody can control love
out there.
But what I can say
God is what?
We can control who we fall in love with.
God is what?
Love.
That's what he is, right? Why? Because
he loves. He's a representative of love. He loved us. He did so many things. I don't know where your question is going.
Exactly.
Exactly.
He don't love you because you're so good. He don't love you because you're so loyal and righteous. He loves you because he made you. He created you. Think, and this is what the Spirit has revealed to me these last couple of days. Think about a mother.
Tell it out.
Think about a mother.
Tell it out, dog.
Think about a mother's love for a child.
But that's not the same, though.
But listen, this is how it comes, though, because this is what you desire your entire life. And this is why it is so important. People who do not form these attachments early in development suffer towards the end and have issues because they never knew the love of that attachment to that which made them. God loves you, and he don't have to open up the earth and swallow you up, but he still continues to love you, not because you love him so much. We always put the onus on the other person. That's not how love works. If you love something, you love it, whether it's a lie, whether it ain't good for you.
Everybody mute your line. We got some background noise coming from somebody's line. Somebody's
even
working on something.
You. What I love is when my brother Kurt, and that's why I missed him, because Kurt broke that Shakespeare down. And in Shakespeare said almost same thing Solomon said.
Songs of Solomon.
I got everything. But every time he saw a new one, he couldn't help himself. You understand?
I understand what you're saying, but
he loved women. He loved the fact of planting his seed. He loved the fact of doing all those things. Now, you love or understanding. Why would you separate them? How do you separate them? How, like, say, for instance, let's just admit we carnal. We want what we want. A lot of us don't know enough about ourselves to be making all these defining statements because, like my mother say, never say what you won't do. Because you look like a fool when people see you doing it. You know, I always tell people, and Kurt is coming from the point of view, I can tell he's really loved someone else. And he don't hold nothing against him. He's not going to exchange that beautiful thing, that love he had, for what happened. for what happened.
But see what you said when you started out, and Wanda, I'm glad to have you with the sister. Give us a call 678-381-1973. Wanda Hollis, if you're available, give us a call 678-381-1973. I see you you're on the Facebook there. But listen, my thing is this right here, Leonard. I'm gonna go to Adrian because I know he got some ideas as well. But my thing is this: the way you start out when you talk about the mother's love and the child love, that's different. And I understand.
But
hold on. I understand.
It's
hold on.
I
understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying about that, and that's an absolute. What I always say, and you heard me say it 1,000,000 times over on this even on this broadcast. There's no love greater than a woman's love for her child. God's love is the only love that's I think is more powerful than a woman. And people say, well, Raheem, how you gonna say that fathers love their children too? But my thing is right here. I just feel as though a mother's love is greater. And people say I'm wrong. People say you're a man. How can you say that? I say it because this is what I believe. I believe that a mother's love is greater than a father's love for his children. Though we do love our children, I'm not saying we don't.
Ask Joseph.
Amen.
Ask Joseph.
Okay. I understand. I understand.
Look at your stories.
But now ask Mary.
Look at your scripture. If you're Christian, and read what people said about it. They can't even explain it.
Yeah, I understand that.
They can only tell you how it made them feel and what they likened it to.
Exactly.
Like you Christians, you liken Christ's love for the church as a marital relationship.
Hold on. Let me hold on. Let me put. I want to go to Adrian. He done held it. Hold on, young lady. I'm gonna come back to you. Lisa, I'll come right back to you in 1 second. Adrian been holding his hand up for about 10-15 minutes. Adrian, what's on your heart, brother?
Yes, sir. I'll touch on 3 things real quick. One, I'll tell a personal story. There was a young lady, I had mentioned this a couple of weeks ago. When me and her used to date, she from Washington Road, right up there in Atlanta. I remember one time she told me, she said, baby, if you want, she used to love to fight and get in my face. She weighed like 115 pounds at the time. I was playing football. And she used to like to argue and get in my face. And I told her, I was like, you need to chill out with that. And she told me one day, she said, if we don't fight and argue, you don't love me. I looked at her, I said, wait a minute now. I said, look at these guns. And I said, look at you, no offense. Because I mean, a woman can hurt a man too, okay? But I said, if I love you and I'm hammering on you, what kind of love is that? I said, now, if I hate you, oh, that's a whole different story. We can go at it. But if I love you, why am I hammering on you? She said, well, my mom and daddy do it. A few years later, when her mama was dead, her dad collected a $400,000 insurance policy, and I had to help carry her into Reverend, what's his name? White, R.L. White Church to her funeral. Her husband didn't even show up, but that was love, though. But I'm going to spin it one more time. I'm going to read Revelation 2 and 4. Okay, I'm going to read Revelation 2 and 4 just real quick, and then I'm going to read one more. Nevertheless, I have somewhat against thee, but thou hast left thy first love. Okay, I'm going to cross-reference that with the King James Version, where it talks about our iniquities. Our sin has separated us from the love of God. Can you fall out of love with somebody? Yes. Can God fall out of love with the people of God? Yes. Being disobedient to God's orders, he can fall out of love with us. Why do we think hell exists?
He loves you in spite of
it. Wait a minute. He does love us in spite of it, but he gives us an opportunity through his son, Jesus Christ, to be redeemed back to restoration of that full love.
Okay, hold on.
But don't get that confused with what you're doing.
Let me do this. We hold on. I told Lisa I was going to come to her, and Lisa, I think we have Toya with this as well. I'm going to go to Toya, but Lisa, what's on your heart?
I just wanted to ask the question because I know everybody, well, hopefully everybody knows the love of God. Now, we speaking of falling out of love with humans?
Yes.
Or are we talking about the love of God? Because I'm kind of confused.
Yeah, we're human.
Human too. Somebody can do something so you don't want to be bothered with them.
Adrian, hold on. Simple. Adrian, hold on. Calm down, brother. Hold on. Go ahead, Lisa.
And the only reason why I ask is because we could put God in it or we could stay on human. I mean, we could, of course, God is in every day of my life, okay, every single day. But how many times have we lied on God? How many times have we said God sent you in our life? Let's speak of the ones that women getting beat by men. And they'll say, thank you, Lord, for sending him my way. Now, if we put God in it, God ain't going to send you somebody. If God is love, he ain't going to send somebody to beat the heck out of you. He's not going to do it.
Come on.
This is where I'm getting this is where I'm getting confused at, because if
That's
we're
right.
out of love with God, no, we can't fall out of love with God, or we shouldn't. Anyway, no matter what he do to us, our ups, our downs, our ins, our outs. No, we don't fall out of love with him. Now I'm speaking, I'm getting confused because everything is on God.
Hey, Raheem, can I chime in here real quick?
Okay, let me do this. Hold on 1 second. Do you have a few more minutes? I want to go to Toya because she's been on hold for a minute. Do you have a few minutes, Curtis?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get Toya because she's been on hold for a minute. Good morning, Toya with a T. Good morning, young lady. How you doing?
Morning, y'all. I'm well. How are you?
Hey,
everybody?
Doing good. I was wondering what my sisters was this morning. I'm glad y'all called in. We're asking the question: can a person fall out? Can a person fall out of love? Toya, what do you say?
That's so cute. Falling.
Ain't it cute, Toya?
Falling out of love. That's so cute. You get bruised when you fall. I don't know about that. I know love is some work though. Can you get yourself in a predicament when you're dealing with somebody that's so much foolishness that you don't want to be walking with them no more? Probably, but that's your mindset. Can you be with someone who's good to you, everything you want in the world, and still not want to be bothered with them? Yeah, it's your mindset. So, love is love. You're going to choose to love. That's what you choose to do. When we talk about falling in and out of love, it'd be like, I fell in love with him cause she, now you're looking to fall for something and you can fall for anything. Now, I had to make a decision. Look, I'm going to love myself first and foremost to be a mighty woman of God first and foremost, because we all want to love somebody else, don't even love our own self. So once I started to love myself and I understand the value of who I am as a woman and as a queen, now I got to love myself enough to know I can't be just been loving on anybody.
Come on.
Because I'm a queen. And there's consequences behind who I love. Yeah, you're supposed to be, supposed to be submissive, but I can't pick no fool to be submitting to. It's gonna cause problems. So this love thing. Do you love yourself? Did you fall out of love yourself first? Because if so, you need to fall back in, and then maybe you can love somebody. When you start doing about falling in love, I just feel like it's some hidden agenda. So no, you can't fall out of love. In my personal opinion, you can't fall in or out of love for someone, but you can try to use someone to make whatever your desire happy. And then when you feel like you want something else, then you're going to move on. But that's not love.
So we're talking about manipulation.
You ain't in love no more.
So you're talking about manipulation. You can manipulate a person to a point where you can get what you want, and then once you get what you got, you obtain what it is that you're trying to get from them, you move on.
That's what we do. Because see, I want a man that can take care of me and do this, do that, do this, and the third. But when he gets sick and I gotta wipe his butt, you feel what I'm saying? Did you really love them? Because at the end of the day, if you don't feel like you're gonna be in there to wipe their butt, be there, then it's not love.
Come on, Toya.
It's not love. You playing. You don't really love that person. You playing because love runs deep, man. Love is a fight. It's the love of God put a man on the cross that didn't even know me, that beat it, battered, bruised, poked, and he still did it for me and them. So I done learned dealing with my God, man. I was using love too loosely, and I really didn't know what it was. There was a mirage.
Come on, Toya.
It's a choice that I had to make.
That's good. That's good. Donna Tucson, talk to me, brother. Donna, you there?
Yeah, I listen.
Come on, Donna. Come on, Donna.
We two things we do at the beginning of a relationship, because I don't think that maybe Melinda, nobody is in their first relationship. None of us. But somebody in the past, you done made that statement to, but they're no longer in your life.
Thank you.
And then, somebody at least in my life, that I have made that quote to, that I wish that they fall off the face of the earth.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
You know what I'm saying? I know that's an extreme statement, but that's as far as it needs to go to make it clear. Not necessarily wishing that it would fall off the face of the earth, but that's how far we go in the little old song that says the thin line between love and hate. Because I don't mean any harm. Right here, we talked yesterday. And there's a little old area in this country that you can't pour a woman on me from.
Yeah.
Because I don't want no parts of them. No, sir. Because I made that statement. But then, like some are trying to say that the mask was on, and they didn't show me who they really were.
Yeah.
And when I found out the person that I loved, or I thought I loved, I wanted to love, I was trying to love, wasn't the real person. And here's, I think Lisa said something to the extreme in quoting "I love you" to a person, because you think it's Sally and it's Jim. Now, so you say, okay, you say you love this person now. You're in love with it, and you didn't get intimate, and that's what we're wrong. We get intimacy and love all jacked up. So you get into a relationship that you're not intimate, and you're just looking at the appearance and the way they treat you, and they're kind, and you go out and you sit, you just enjoy each other's company, and all of a sudden you find out that they have everything you got. Now you're looking like who the fool?
Wow.
Because you didn't even know that you were in love. You big, strong, healthy dude was in love with a man.
Wow.
Now what you gonna do?
Are you gonna stay in love with him? Are you gonna stay in love with him?
You love him, so what you gonna do? Ignore it all.
You ain't gonna stay in love.
Just go ahead and say, Mom, Dad, I want to introduce you to the person that I fell in love with. Somebody call. Yes, you.
I don't have a problem with it.
I mean, because we're not. Everybody lies at the beginning of a relationship.
Come on, Tucson.
You hold her hand. You buy flowers. And see when you sign that piece of paper, you take ownership and you start acting.
The mailbox is full and cannot accept any.
Wow.
Your mailbox is full.
Yeah, you can't accept any more messages.
Your mailbox.
Wow.
That's deep.
Kurt, what's on your heart, brother?
You know, this is not to belittle anyone when I say this, because I'm just speaking from my own personal experience in the things that God has given me, good, bad, and indifferent. But I am so glad that Christ loved us.
Come on.
Unlike we love each other.
Come on.
Because see, the one thing that I done learned over the years in my life, and my grandma taught me, is that God has no conditions on the love that he has. And if you really study the scripture canons and texts, go all the way back to Exodus. Because the truth is God told Moses that he will harden the Pharaoh's heart. Mm-hmm. He never told Moses that I'm going to take the love that the Pharaoh has for you. Because if you really think from a humanistic point of view, the Pharaoh had to love Moses to some degree. Because had he not loved Moses to some degree, the human condition says, you know what? I'm going to have your head cut off right now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to do away with you right now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to follow my father's rule, and you're the one that got away. So I'm going to kill you right now. But we as human beings escape from the fact that the Pharaoh was raised as Moses' uncle.
Thank you. He knew who Moses was.
Mm-hmm. He knew who Moses was and was raised as his uncle. So there had to be some level of unconditional love there. See, the thing that always gets me is humans. Even I'm more guilty of it than most. As humans, we will always put and place a condition on love, even when we don't think that we're doing it. And we'll cloak it with, oh, this is my standard.
Yeah.
No matter if your standard might be dead wrong. You have
but see,
people.
What we're getting crossed up. I think what we're getting crossed up a little bit here, Curtis, and let me interject this. I'm gonna let you continue your thought. I certainly don't want to stop your thought. But I think we're getting crossed up when we're talking about a God's love, which you are absolutely right. A God's love is unconditional. That's unconditional. But we can't equate a God's love to man's love. And that's what I think that's what the divide is coming in, because what we're doing, the
whole religion is based on that.
Listen, what I'm saying is this: we cannot, are we supposed to? Right. Are we supposed to? Absolutely. But is that what really happened in the reality, in the scheme of this thing that we're living called life right now? Is man love even close to the love that God has? It's not even close. Is it even close? Is it even close to the uncompromising love that God has for us? Absolutely not. Is it even close to the unsacrificial?
You're trying to go somewhere and it ain't there.
It's there.
I'm
not the same.
I'm jealous because my God is jealous.
No,
I can be crazy because God will go crazy on you.
I got to go back to work. Let me go on and preface this. Raheem, I completely understand what you're saying, and you're speaking about the reality.
Exactly.
Of life.
Exactly.
But But is the reality right? Is the reality true?
Yes, it is true. Is it right? No.
Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
Let me finish.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere I read in the Bible, that it says that God is a lover of knowledge. Therefore, he judges man's actions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if God is a lover of knowledge and therefore he judges man's actions, then we need to speak on the reality that man needs to love as God if man is created in God's image.
Okay, well,
drop the mic, bro.
Let's do this. Let me go here.
Let me go here. I'm just going to end with this. Okay. Then we should be working to create a love that is unconditional, to accept a love that is unconditional, and move beyond the love that is fake, fallacy, and unwitting to another person's condition.
Let me say this. Let me say this to you, Curtis. Let me say this to you, Curtis. Let me put this out there. Hold on, Curtis. Hold on. Let me put this out there. I'm gonna ask you this question, and how you answer this question gonna describe where we go with this conversation. Now, if we had the same love and understanding that God had, God knows every hair that's on the top of your head. If all of us had hair, now. He knew your actions before you do them. He know all your actions before you do it. Now, if we have that same thing, would we fall in love with the person that we know gonna hurt us? Would we fall in love if we had the same level, if we knew what was gonna happen before it happened? Yep. Would we give our heart to this person that's gonna break our heart? Yep. Would we give our heart to the person? Yes. Would we give our heart to? No, we would not. If we be true to the fact of what we're talking about, we would not give our heart to the person, the very person that we know gonna break our heart, or maybe he would take us. No. See, that's beautiful. That's beautiful, but that's not reality. That's not reality. If you knew that this person was going to break your heart, if you knew this person had ill feelings for you and towards you, you're not going to give your heart to that person. You're going to find somebody else that's going to treat you right, because none of us, in the reality of the situation, none of us want to be disrespected. None of us want to be treated bad, and none of us want to have our heart. Come on.
Separation one day, y'all.
Let's talk down the middle. Come on now, stop playing with me. Come on now.
I mean, like the Bible says, it's better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man.
Exactly.
That right there tells
Come
a
to you,
lot.
Rico.
But and
That
here's
right there
the
tells a
thing.
lot.
Here's the thing. A lot of people get it confused because they get used to using words improperly to assign it to their feelings. And then you could actually say something and use a word that truly does not match what you really feel. That's why I listen to people and I follow their contradictions and I listen to where they're going. Then I know which path they're going. I can tell where you're going to end up because I've taken the time over years and experience to observe people, to listen to people. So till a person will come back and say, well, that's not what I meant, has nothing to do with what you meant. You did not communicate it properly. Because that's not why you have to go back over and over and over. God is love, is the concept. So that God is love concept, God gives you the ability, like a woman. We were talking about a woman with a child. She loves the child. Okay, based on that example of love, the child learns how to love somebody else. And then guess what? When you reach a certain age, you notice that, hey, guess what? There's another action that came up with this love that you're driven to. And it's called that carnal part. So you develop into that. And so one, if you do not have the proper, the upbringing to know what that type of love is, you start trying to do it by yourself. And then you start acting on that innate nature that was put in you by the God that created you. If you realize it and you read your scripture and you go through your word, you're like, God is a lot like I can be, but God is all powerful. He has all knowing, whatever. But you know what? But make him mad, make him cry, make him see fit to open up this earth and swallow you. Okay, make him see fit that you don't tick him off so bad.
But see, the beautiful thing
that he'll
about
destroy an entire generation.
God knows what you're going to do. God knows your actions before you do make those actions. And so that's what my point is this. Because of the fact that he does know the things, if we had the same power, if we had the same ability, I don't think, and I could be wrong. I'll speak for me. I would not give my heart to anybody that I know is gonna break my heart. Hold on, Adrian. I said I'm gonna go to Rico next. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
This sort of funny to me, cause like I said, I'm the least educated when they come to this Christianity and Bible stuff that y'all talking about, right? But I'm gonna tell you something about how understanding works. I'm reading a book right now, The Black Man's Guide to Understanding Black Women. This is one woman's opinion that is 17 chapters and over 181 pages. Her one opinion. And as I'm reading it, I'm still seeing things that maybe not be true. But it's still about understanding. Now, it's sort of funny because in a certain way, we sort of coming back full circle, but then I think some people like to debate or something. I don't know what it is because I'm seeing it come back full circle, and some people, it seems like it's coming together, then it gets split up. So this is what I'm gonna do. I got an understanding that God created the heaven, the stars, and the universe and the earth. God is perfect. God can resurrect you. He can do all things possible. He loves them conditionally. He's perfect. And I ain't God.
Come on.
Thank you.
That's why I'm supposed to be, that's why there's such thing as being forgiven for your sins, because I'm gonna make mistakes. That's why only God can judge me. You get what I'm saying? So each person has an understanding of love, and they on here listening to other people trying to tell them they understanding wrong. When you don't know, you don't know no better, you can't do no better. If somebody been beating you to death and telling you that that's because they love you, I'm sorry, but I love you. I just got mad. I lost my cool. You just don't know how much I love you.
Come on.
You go up and that's what you keep receiving. That's the wrong love in our eyes, but that's love in their eyes.
Yeah.
Understanding. This woman wrote a book about understanding Black women, 17 chapters and 181 pages, and I guarantee you 10 more women got 10 different books talking about the same thing.
Try white one. If I got to read 17 chapters to deal with you, I'll go try white one first.
Hey, white women, either way, it's 17 for them too. The thing is each person has an interpretation.
Yeah.
We are imperfect. I'm not supposed to love unconditionally. I'm not supposed to love somebody that molested my child or raped my sister. You get what I'm saying? That's for God to love them unconditionally and forgive them and handle them the way he's supposed to. But he know I'm human. He know I'm flawed. I know I'm flawed. So it's about sticking to the reality. Curtis said it earlier. You talking about the reality thing. Yeah, that is true. Our reality, that's the real thing. We can go biblical all day long. But when you show me one of us, they can create a star. They can make it snow. They can create a flood.
Come on.
Then I you know, and I got to give Donna credit though. And Lisa brought up this same thing about the sex change thing.
We lost Rico. Rico have some
and you know, just about like even the question about the sex change thing. This is why I understand it, and this is why a lot of people in the LGBT community have gotten it confused with me on occasions, and they have found a reason to come after me for the things that I say and things of that nature. Because it's not that I don't love you. I don't love the fact that you would deceive someone else that way. Because I can honestly tell you the reason why a man kills another man who he believes is a woman is because he is in love. He wants you, but he sees something now that he can't complete. He can't complete it. Now, I don't know what you've been doing on the side or what have you, but see, God will kill you for the same reason. This is why you know God created man, because man behaves just like him. This is why he can't eat from the tree, because if I gave him all this, he'd be just like me. That's why you're not like him.
And some people will take that right there, the last part of what you said, and say the reason why you can't eat of the tree because you'll be just like him. That to me is describing a selfish individual and also describing a selfish God.
Read your word,
because he don't want you to be that way.
Exactly. That's the truth of the matter.
That's
the truth of the matter. He is sovereign.
In interpretation. Let me go to we got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? This is good, y'all. I appreciate y'all.
Just Rico calling that, man. I don't know what kicked me out.
Call on in, Bishop.
Come on. Oh, Bishop on the line too. Rico, come on back in, man. Come on back in.
I'm trying to think where I was, man. Well, you know, it really, like I said, it boils down to the fact that we got to understand we're not perfect. We aren't perfect. You know what I'm saying? We keep bringing God into the equation, but God knows what we're going to do before we know it.
Yeah.
So y'all say, so the Bible says. But if he knows all that, then yeah, he's supposed to love unconditionally. But you know what? I already know you're going to mess up, but I forgive you because. But we don't know this. We are running around here. We are sheep. We just trying to find a way.
Exactly.
And on the way, we ain't going to never be perfect. We ain't going to never be perfect. We ain't going to never be powerful enough to be that perfect, to love unconditionally. So what another person's identification or interpretation of love is not for us to judge. What we have to do is understand if it's dysfunctional or not, where it came from. What is their idea of love? It's an idea of love that we know about. But what is your idea of love? Where did it come from?
Good deal. And Rico, come back in on the thing, man. Something happened. I don't know what happened there, brother. If you can, come on back in. Bishop, good morning.
I think my internet went out, man.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try again.
All right, good deal. Bishop, good morning. Bishop, how you doing this morning?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Hey, doing good, man. We're talking about, can a person fall out of love? Can a person fall out of love? What do you say to that?
Oh, that's a funny statement. I mean, that's a funny question, to fall out of love. But love is unconditional. And you can be disappointed in the person's behavior, but the love of humanity is still there. It has been a very great conversation. I've been listening, laughing, and hey, you know me, you know where I come from, you know my stance on certain things. So love is unconditional.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about it. I heard them talking about God's love. God's love is unconditional, and that's the same love we're supposed to have for humanity. People do things that get us upset or make us mad. That's the part of us being human.
Mm-hmm.
Bible says, see your anger, but sin not.
Yeah.
When Leonard was talking about, dating a woman and finding out the woman is a man and they want to kill him, well, that's a disappointment. You were hurt that you found out this person was this, and so I'm mad. I'm gonna kill you. But that ain't what we're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're this. I'm not interested. I apologize. That my heart got hurt. So I'm gonna be upset because you deceived me. But I ain't gonna kill you because you deceived me. I'm gonna keep it moving. The love that we're supposed to have is the same love that Christ had for us.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read 1 John, the 4th chapter, you begin to see exactly what I'm talking about. Or if you read 1 John, the 3rd chapter. And then we move on from there. And the book told us in the book of Matthew as well as Luke, love our enemies. Bless them that curse us, do good and hate us, and even pray to them that despitefully use us. This is the love that we're supposed to have for God. This is the love we're supposed to have for humanity. When God created us, He created us as being perfect. If you read Deuteronomy 32:4, God's works, they're perfect. But when a person says they're not perfect, then you're telling me that you don't have the love of God in you. God knows we're human. He does. He knows we're flawed. Yes, we are in some respect. But the same love that Christ had for us, we're supposed to have for humanity. We're supposed to be our brothers and sisters keeper. This is the love of God. And if you don't demonstrate this, if you don't have this when you come back, these are the things that you're going to be judged by. Not how much money you have, how big a fine you are, what fancy house or car you have. But if you don't have love, then you're not God. Because God is love. That's why you have to be careful, even as pastors and stewards and teachers of the word. Make sure you teach it right. And the job of the preacher, if you read Ephesians the 4th chapter, the job of the preacher is for the perfection of the saints. To teach his members how they ought to walk, how they ought to live so they can please God, so they be accepted into the kingdom. Out of all those things that them folks did to Christ still went to the cross now. He could have called a legion and said, hey, take me down in their presence, but he stayed on the cross. And the same love he demonstrated is the same love we have to demonstrate. I'm not telling you to allow anyone to punch you upside the head, smite you on one cheek and turn the other. Because the turn of the other cheek, me and Leonard, we both laugh and say the same thing. All right, now, you hit me one time, and you're going to hit me again.
Yeah.
See, that ain't got nothing to do with me being a Christian. That got nothing to do with me doing stupid. But love is the real thing. And I've dated many girls. And some of those girls, they see me at Walmart or somewhere. You know what? I was so in love with you. I said, how you feel now? When I got over you, I said, well, you were so in love with me, you got over me. So man, that's good, because you don't know to another man. But I still love you, though. I said, I understand, because I still love you.
Thank you.
But our relationship had to go another way, because you didn't complete me. And I understand that. But the terminology, I'm going to make it quick, and another folks want to call it. I'm going to make it quick. It irks me when I hear a person say that they're not perfect. Because if God made us, and the Bible says we are wonderfully and beautifully made, He made us the way He wants to make us. But if Deuteronomy says we are perfectly made, then what we lack is the one thing, and that's love. So love is the bond of perfectness. So when you love them folks, and I was raped, I mean, I was in the military. But my enemy, when initially I wanted to kill him. And if I saw him, I really would have killed him. Because you violated me as a man. You drugged me, and you took advantage of me. Now that's enough to be mad at. That's enough to be mad and want to be mad at the whole world and kill anything that's gay. But the love of God says, you know what? It's an experience. It was a horrific one. But now look at the type of person you are now. Look where you came from your situation. So when I had an opportunity to confront my assailant, my question was, why did you do this to me? Why? And his words were, you are so handsome and so fine. I said, you should have asked me and not drugged me. I would have told you no, but at least I would have had the right. I would have had the right to defend my approach to the matter. So now, instead of me hating him, I learned to let the love of God rule in me, that I forgave him of his transgression. Now, do I hang out with it? Absolutely not. Do we talk all the time? No, I don't talk to him at all. The thing is, I had to let God's love overrule my anger because I would be sitting in a federal prison right now if I had let grace, the flesh that Rico talking about, we're human. If I let that flesh act up, rise up, yeah, I'd be in prison. And then if there was somebody get in prison, they'd be there too. And I'd be in there, they'd probably take me to the electric chair. Because I didn't demonstrate what God told us to do. This is why it's so important that if a preacher preach, he makes sure he understands the realm of what his responsibilities are and not be preaching for a paycheck.
Good deal.
For
Good
a
deal.
nice title.
And,
So, hey, that is it, man.
Now look here, we got to take the mic out the preacher's hand because the preacher's gonna talk for 45 minutes. Lord Jesus.
Well, Bishop, that's what they need. Give it to him.
Give it to him. Yeah, there you go. Let me go to Lisa. Lisa, what's on your heart right now?
Well, I'm just listening. Hey, I am just listening, and I see everybody have their own opinions, which is great. Everybody, I just think it goes back to what one of the guys said. I just think that everybody has a different definition of love. So just like everybody has different religions, that's why, people comprehend things certain ways. That's why there's, of course, there's Muslims, there's Christians, because everybody, have their own belief. But when it comes to man and woman and love, it's kind of deep, like the young lady said. It's kind of deep, and it all depends on your definition of love. So I want to ask at least three of you guys, what's your definition of love?
I don't have one.
Okay, that's Leonard. Rico.
I tell you what, you have a love of life, a love of humanity, which is in general a complete love for the value of life. Then you have an intimate love. Two different loves. That intimate love, you can lose that. But that love of life, see, that intimate love could be with just being friends. It ain't got to be sexual. It ain't got to even be your significant other. It could be with your friends. It could be with your family. Those you trust and need to, you think are loyal to you. That intimate love, that mother's love. Even though every mother don't love a child the way she's supposed to. Intimate love is totally different than agave love, the love of God that we keep talking about, that unconditional love. See, we got to keep things in perspective. That's the reason why there's a book. That's the reason why there's a book, because love is complex. Human beings are complex. That's the reason why we observe and notice people's mistakes and can go back and hit them upside the head with their contradictions and understand that they made mistakes because they're human. Maybe they didn't have the right understanding. You get what I'm saying? So we have to keep everything in this perspective. It's good that we can all make points and prove that we know something, but at the same time, we got to make sure we don't confuse people throwing things out of perspective. Now, are we talking about falling in love with humanity, falling out of love with humanity, or can we fall out of intimate love with another human being? The answer is simple.
Exactly. Donald? Toussaint, you there?
You know what? Yeah. First of all, I love me.
Did you say you love me?
When we talk, sure do. I mean, I do.
Toussaint tired. Toussaint tired.
That ain't worth what?
Toussaint ain't got time.
That ain't worth what?
No. But then there's something that's missing in me. That there is a person that completes that. I love that too. I love that person too.
You're not looking at it, Toussaint.
I mean, I don't have to make it difficult. So, there's some things that I won't tolerate.
Are you available,
Period.
Toussaint?
I don't like foolishness. I don't like drama. I don't like fussing. I don't like fighting. Get away from me with that. Go on somewhere.
Toussaint.
If we can have a pleasant conversation about things that we can agree or rather disagree, and then it fixes us, I love that.
Exactly.
Are you available, Toussaint?
That's
leave that man alone.
But if it's gonna,
you see, he ignoring me, right? You see,
leave that man alone,
man. He ignoring me, right?
Yeah.
Because I can't never pronounce that word. Self-preservation.
Yeah.
Oh, shut these ladies down.
Is all about. The first thing, the first and the last thing I'm going to do in life. It's not selfish. It's just who I am. I'm going to look out for me and mine.
Cut it out.
Okay?
See.
Cut it out.
And if there's a person,
Tucson, it's your day for them to pick at you.
Cut it out, Tucson.
Hey, Tucson.
And continue
you hear Linda in the background. It's your day for them to pick at you, Tucson.
I'm listening to all that.
Beautiful young women on the line right now might be single, looking for a good God-fearing man from down south.
Exactly.
Looking in the wrong direction.
Come on,
he said from down south.
You don't be breaking hearts like that, man. Don't
let
be breaking
me go.
hearts.
Well, hold on. Everybody, hold on, Tucson. Tucson, hold on one second.
Sometimes we lose focus because there's somebody else looking. But if you're in love, you keep focused.
Yeah, exactly. Let me do this. I want to go to the ladies. Hold on.
That's not gonna cause Raheem to lose sight of who he in love with.
Exactly.
Because hey, you're not.
There you go.
Yeah. So
hold on, Tucson. Hold on, Tucson. I want to go. Hold on, Tucson. I want to go to the ladies. I want to ask the ladies this question. Now they threw a question out there for us. I want to know. And Toya, the team, I'm coming to you first. What is the difference? Do you think most people know the difference between love and intimacy?
No, not really. And you know, that's kind of the problem. We don't know what love is. We know what we think love is. We know how we talk what love is. But the definition of love we supposed to be going on is the definition of God's love. Love is patient. Love is kind. It does not envy. It does not boast. Yeah, you know, it got this whole thing in Corinthians.
Yes.
So that's really how we're supposed to be operating on. But let me tell you something about love. Thank the Lord for loving me. Because let me tell you something. I used to be a man beater too. Yeah, sure did. And knew what I was doing because you made me mad. So, like somebody
if I was out there in that area,
somebody said something earlier about, you know, you're not going to love nobody that you know that's going to hurt you. And sometimes we find ourselves doing that within family. You know what I'm saying? You know your mother or your father is a certain kind of way. And you want to deal with them because you're supposed to be dealing with them because they're your mother's sister or brother. So some people are in situations where they know that, you know, people might not do right, but because of this special kind of love they taught from this Bible aspect, which is wrong, from this Bible aspect, they feel like, okay, I'm supposed to endure this because this is my mother or father, sister or brother. So we take love and determine it and misconstrue it and cultivate other little people to go around and have misconceptions of love. We don't teach people that love is this, that, and third. Because let me tell you something. When you do that and that kind of thing that your child got to face according to love, you ain't going to want them to endure the real side of it. You're going to want to protect them. So now you're going to teach them, you supposed to love, but no, you don't love that much. Oh, yeah, you supposed to love through this, but no, you can't love through that because you got babies. You don't want them to love through that then because they're your baby. So see, we humans, we get to pick and choose. See, we want to choose about what the love is, but God told us what it is. Either you're going to have it or not. Now, I used to love this man that I beat with a bat. You feel me? But he put his hands on me. That was a direct violation.
Were those love licks? Were those love licks?
Retaliated.
Were those love licks?
You know what I'm saying? Now, love went out the window when he put his hands on me, and it turned into vengeance. Because you're not gonna do that because I operate out of love, man.
Come on, it's true.
I try
it's true.
You know, don't get me wrong, I have my way, but I try to not be rude or disrespectful, but I'm gonna be me. So in the beginning, I am gonna be truthful about who I am because I need you to take it. I'm gonna roll up on you with no wig on and mud mask on. I need you to know who you're dealing with over here, partner. You understand what I'm saying? So when we don't operate out that real,
Toya, I can't see the love in that.
Toya might have had me hooked.
I can't see.
Toya might have had me hooked.
I know you can't. And this is why you get tricked. This is why you get tricked because you want to put a kind of love on how you want to see it instead of seeing it for again. I thank the Lord for seeing who I was, and His love in me is what dug out of there what I wanted to change past that anger because I don't want to be like that. I don't want to feel like this, but this is what happened to me. So I had to cut through that. I had to be willing to love what you say, Lord, love somebody who don't love me. I don't want to do that. But let me tell you something. curses my God is breaking when I be obedient to what he says. There were times where he put me in situations, man, where I didn't think it was fair to be doing what God was asking me to do, man. And why I gotta do that, God? I did this, I did that. But if the Lord say what he wants you to do, and you look and you compare it to the Bible, you can't be picking and choosing what love is, man. You cannot use that instrument for wrong. Mm-hmm. That's why we messed up now, because we want to pick and choose when and how and who we gonna love instead of loving unconditionally and let it break and ward up some of these curses that's going on now. I love my kid, but if they don't come in that curfew, then I'm gonna lock the door and lock them out. And
right. That's not my don't mean you don't love them.
Okay, hold on.
Look. Let me tell you what happened to my cousin when his mother did that. Mm-hmm. He got shot in the head by a stray bullet, and he died. Mm-hmm. So what is the real version of love if I'm going to lock you out my house, but you going to tell me you love me, and you want me to go out here in this world full of these people, black, white people, who so-called hate me, but because I don't come in at a certain time, you going to lock me out the house. Once upon a time, did I think it was love? Yes. But dealing with the Lord, I am now understanding that some ways that I was called out were misconstrued and it wasn't right. And now I got to go back and correct the person. So we some of us, we just really need to analyze ourselves. And are we really, what kind of love we operate on? Is it going to be the real true Christ-like love?
Toya, hold right there, sister. Hold right there. Let me pull some more people in. Because you are on a roll this morning. You are on the roll. I want to go to Lisa, and I'm going to ask you the same question, Lisa. Do most people, not personalize it, but do most people know the difference between love and intimacy?
I don't think so. I really don't think most people know the difference, because if they did, then we wouldn't be having this discussion if most people knew the difference. Mm-hmm. But this is, and I'm going to kind of piggyback off what Toya was just preaching on. Love. Love comes in all forms, right? I love my kids. I do. I love my kids to death. And I almost killed one of them at 27. I was like, Lord, I do thank God for his grace and mercy, because love went out the door. Mm-hmm. Not out the door, because I still loved her, right? But when something that came out of this womb said, F me, after I put you through college by yourself, after I was taking care of you and your boyfriend, after I would come through rain, sleet, and snow for you, and we could have a discussion like we doing, and you sit here and say this, yes, I thank God for my son that pulled me off of her.
Just like my mom.
I thank God, because like she was saying, and guess what? When she walked out this door, I brung her back, and I'm paying you and your husband's way, and here to my house, and in my house, you gonna say that? Me and her never. You hear me? People knew we was nice, and that, I mean, we was hand in glove. Never had I had to put my hands on her, but she smelled herself at 27, which was last year. She told my mother she'll never speak to me again. And God bless the family that happened to, Toya, that didn't let them back in. But when I had my daughter on that ground, and I looked at her and she said she could never. I said, when you act like a knew we get up again and try me again. And I was 50 years old last year. And I did. I walked out the door. I had a meeting. I stepped over her. I walked out the door. She told my mother I would never speak to her again. Right? I let her have her way. She called. She apologized to me because it was ugly. Does that mean that I did not love her? No, I love her to death. I only have 2 kids, 28 and 33. Never had problems with them, thanks be to God.
She's a good mother.
Right? Raised them the best that I knew how. So that, some people say that ain't love. You tried to know. I snapped. And she caused me to snap because of the type of mom that I was. So we are extra close now. So, everybody want to, everybody want to put a definition on love, or you don't love your child if you done this. No, I was so mad at her. I had to ask God to release the anger because I wish I would have broke her jaw instead of, you get what I'm saying? So does that mean I don't love my child? No, that means that I'm not going to tolerate a child that came out of me to talk crazy to me. I still love her.
What's your name?
The thing about it is,
Oh, I forgot your name, Lisa, but I'm just enjoying what you're saying. Because
he enjoying it because he's a violent fella too. He's a violent fella too.
Not violent.
That's why he enjoying it. He's a violent fella too. I just tell you, ain't able one you right to tell.
We're not violent.
It's two sides of me. It's two sides. And one of me, I don't like her. Like I tell people, don't bring her out of me because I don't like her. And I've never, I promise you, my record's clean. Yes, I'd have had my times where, of course, you're going to get, think you in love, and then you find out somebody's cheating. Yeah, you're going to do something. Hey, try me.
With a bail money.
If your daughter get into it with her husband and he spaz out like that, should she forgive him and say it was because of the situation that made him do her like that? Should she stay with him?
One thing I'm not, that question, right? In my eyes, no. But I got to let my kids run their, she is married. And I have to let her run her own life. Mama done done it already.
You're great.
You know, I done taught her to the best of my ability. She came up in church. She used to talk her son as a child. When she went to college, we didn't even go to the same church. So I didn't even have to lead her back into church because she never got out of church. That's so right. I done my part as a parent. So whether she stay with him or not, I can't, at the end of the road, I just got to pray for my kids because I at this age, it's all about me. I know that sounds selfish, but I've done so much. They know I broke my back for them, but I would go to jail for them too. They know I didn't play. And my son had to tell my daughter, you know, mama, but no, she didn't know me because she didn't never see that side of me because she never had to because she was respectful. So no, you're right. It's up to her, Toya.
Okay, hold on, ladies.
She's gonna stay there.
I say I'm gonna go to the ladies and y'all have been talking for 45 minutes. Lord, my Jesus, hold on. Let me get some of these guys in this conversation.
I like the women.
And my thing, I know you do.
They tell the truth first.
Oh, so we lie.
Yes, you do.
No,
you lie all the time.
You a man, so you lie too.
All the time.
So you a man, so you lie too.
Ask my wife how much I lie. My wife can tell you up front.
What make you different from every other man? If you don't lie, why other men got to lie?
I accepted the truth.
And how you know the other man didn't?
Well, because I can see how y'all live and how you act.
No, you being judgmental now.
No, I'm not.
Hold on now.
I look at the evidence.
Bible says
the evidence is what it is.
Look, the Bible says
is what it is.
And tell the truth. In second, tell the truth of this. The Bible says this: do not judge.
Well, I mean,
in second, tell the truth of this.
And it's full of judgment. Duh.
Hey, everybody share the Everybody share the y'all silly. Everybody share the broadcast.
Well, that's all that's really in there, isn't it?
Everybody share. Hold on. Everybody share the broadcast. Everybody share the broadcast. Share if you don't mind, share it on your page. I think we're saying a lot of things today that people really need to hear. And Lisa, we're here every day, Monday through Friday. So make sure you make your way back. We're here every day, Monday through Friday, from 7 o'clock until 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know what city or state you're in, Lisa, but we definitely would love to have you back on with us.
I'm here in Georgia.
Okay, 7 o'clock.
I appreciate that, and I will be back.
Good deal.
I will follow. I'll see how to follow you on Facebook. Actually, I just stumbled upon you up under the strolling through live. So
okay, good deal. Well, I'm glad you did.
Must have been a reason.
Absolutely. Rico, talk to me, brother.
Hey, I just wanted to go back to what Donna said earlier too about falling in love with somebody and finding out there was a different sex change, different sex or whatever, had a sex change. And I was, he was saying, I guess he was saying that 9 times out of 10 a person wasn't gonna stay in that situation. I don't think most of us would stay in a situation like that. But I have seen situations where the person did say, well, I love you for who you are. I've seen it. I thought it was an act, but it wasn't an act, maybe they were open-minded from the beginning anyway to that type of lifestyle, I don't know. But I have seen that. So, I just wanted to put that out there to let Donald know that it is situations where men and women have went ahead and went along with the situation after they found out they had been deceived.
Like when that woman find out you got them other kids, you know how it go.
Yeah.
Come on, you know how it go.
Yeah.
Don't act.
But my thing
that's
is
a lot more extreme now, though. That's a lot more extreme.
But see, my thing is, be who you are, and let give the person a choice whether they want.
You can't have kids with a man.
That's right.
That turned into a woman. So if you done been deceived, but you thinking you finna have a big, nice, happy family with this facade you just fell in love with, then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? I mean, so that's why I said that's the reason why it's necessary to write a book. We are complex people, man. We are complex animals.
Exactly.
You know, and so you have to break it down. It takes chapters and years to understand the behavior of human beings.
Exactly.
Flawed, imperfect humans.
Rico, hold on, man. Look here, Rico, hold on for a minute, preacher.
Well, you know, I'm just trying to fill up my little 2 minute well, I ain't gonna even say 2 minutes. I'm gonna say about 45 seconds. I'll let everybody else have the flow back in a minute.
There you go. Bishop, what's on your heart?
Well, first of all, I want to make a comment to Lisa. What you did to your daughter, I will stand with you 100%, and that is still love. And because I had to straighten the situation up with one of my boys when he started smelling himself. So I applaud her what she did. Your daughter knows, hey, don't step to mama wrong, because mama's gonna straighten you out, and that's what the Lord does. Lord, he imposes his judgment and his punishment on our disobedience.
Come on, Bishop.
And I've been felt who took the bath after her man that put his hand on her. I want to dedicate this song to her.
Oh Lord, don't you, Bishop, don't you get the thing saying, no, don't you do that, Bishop. Don't you as a matter of fact, Leonard, what's on your heart, brother? No.
What's on my heart is Bishop's dedication.
Bishop destruction of music.
Well, honestly, I love what Lisa did, because that speaks to a new level that I'm at in my journey. And I'm very much into self-actualization and things of that nature, and having children is definitely a step, because what Lisa mentioned, when you make something, that you feed and you clothe and you everything to that something, and it turns around and bites your hand, you're gonna do exactly what God would do.
Spite.
You're gonna do exactly what God would do.
Hold on, everybody. We got a lot of background noise coming from somebody's line. Mute your line for me. We got another caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from? Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, everyone.
Anna, how are
you? How y'all doing?
Good morning, Anna. How you doing this morning?
Yeah, little birdie told me to call in real quick. I was like, let me make some time. I've been trying to call in for like 20 minutes now, I think. But I've been so busy here with the kids.
Oh, okay.
So, I heard it's a good topic today.
Oh yeah, man, we got a good topic every day. Come on, now, don't do me like that. Oh, you hurt my heart. But listen,
I didn't mean it like that.
I know what you meant. But listen, what we're talking about is can a person, and I want to hear your heart. Can a person fall out of love? Can a person fall out of love? Anna, what do you say to that?
Absolutely. I can. Okay. So I just talk for a past relationship. I'll just talk, you can think you have everything. Well, you know what? No, that's hard. Now I see why they told me to call in. Okay. So no, yeah, you can. And I'm gonna tell you why. You can think, and I'm going to speak it from a woman's perspective. You have Prince Charming. He comes home. He changes the light bulbs. He does what he's supposed to do from a man, right? You go to work, whatever it is that you do out on the road, and you come back home. And then all of a sudden you change. You don't want to get up. You don't want to do anything. Barely get up for work. Yeah, I can't love a man who is not holding his weight, because eventually all that weight is yours and you get tired. Not that the man is a bad person, you just get tired. You're like, I'm not going to hold up that weight. And to be honest with you guys, this person in particular that I'm talking about, you know, and it's very unfortunate because they're not a bad person. They just need to hold their weight. They're actually going through divorce right now, and I can just imagine that I know why. You know what I mean? Because I know how their behavior goes, and I know what a woman requires. But when you tell a woman, yeah, I'm this man, and then throughout the time she starts seeing a whole different man, then you just deceive the whole lie, and you can't love a lie. You know what I'm saying? Which goes with yesterday's topic, because it's a lie. You know what I'm saying? So for me, yes, absolutely. You can fall out of love. You can wish that person well, because anybody who I ever dated in the past, you know, I wish you the best. Whatever it is that you do, whether I like you as a person or not, I wish you the best, but we just can't be around each other and we can't be friends or nothing. Wow. You know what I'm saying?
He was out here slicing people up.
Hey, Anna, can you hear Linda in the background? Can you hear Linda in the background?
Anna was out here slicing people up. Stop. Anna, come on.
Wait, Leonard, what you say? Go ahead.
Anna, I bet you was out here slicing people up. Stop.
He said you was out here slicing. He said you was out here slicing people up. He said, "Stop! You was out here slicing people up."
Latina roll up on you from the back.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a quick story. So we'll just say my current spouse. You know, I don't talk about my personal life, but okay, so back in the day, he really had hurt my feelings. And this is no lie, Leonard. This was before I found the Lord. I done grabbed the knife and I said,
"Oh,
this will be
Lord.
the first and the last time you play with the woman."
Come on.
Lord Jesus.
Come on.
So, Leonard, there is some truth to that story.
He don't know nothing about blind rage. He don't know nothing about it. He don't know. He ain't never seen it coming at him.
Look at him. Look. I'm about to go straight. I'm about to go straight to the bishop right now, so we can clean this up. Cause y'all talking about cutting people and oh Lord, the bishop say missionary.
Oh no, you know what? But I wasn't gonna hurt him.
How you gonna cut him?
I just wanted to scare him and teach him a lesson.
How you gonna cut him and not hurt him?
Still to this day,
scared.
If anybody asks him, he'll say, "Oh, yeah, she made me learn how to treat women. I ain't never treat a woman bad."
Man gotta sleep with one eye open. Man gotta sleep with one eye open now because he don't know where you coming from. He's sleeping with one eye open.
Girl, Anna,
I don't do that stuff no more.
I'm gonna tell you what he do. This is what he do right here. He go to sleep and up until 12 o'clock he sleep with his left eye open. At 12:01 he switch eyes, but he got to keep one eye open all night long. Bishop, what's on your heart, brother?
No.
Man, I'm speechless over here. I'm almost back here to say something.
Make sure you say the right thing.
Uh-oh.
What is love? Oh my goodness, man!
What you supposed to do,
Rico.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna reserve my comment to Toya. Go ahead. I'm gonna be quiet.
Wow. Let me go.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, let me go to Rico. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? These women talking about cutting people and stabbing people and
no, I'm just I'm gonna go back to what Lisa was saying earlier about what went on. You know, they call that tough love. You know, and sometimes, you know, that it is a little extreme sometimes, you know. I really ain't got a whole lot more to comment on. I'm just ready to hear something else, inspiration.
So someone's gonna lift you up because they got you in a bad place right now.
No, they ain't got me in no bad place. I'm just listening.
Okay. I'll go say because Leonard, he in a bad place over here. I want to.
That's your assessment of the situation.
I don't know, man. You got your little shawl hand.
I'm just listening.
Okay.
Calmly. I'm enjoying what people are saying, and you holding up a Steelers cup and all this.
Oh man, see now you done got something started. I knew you were gonna come with that, man. Man, Steelers. Don't nobody want to hear nothing about them, man. Why you put that mess up there, man?
Knock them out.
Look at him. saw somebody talking real bad about my Steelers yesterday on Facebook.
I know you didn't put that mess up there, man. You know what, man? Y'all might get us tomorrow. That's all right. Y'all might get us tomorrow. Man, but you know what I'm saying? You just wait till you run across King Henry in the playoffs. We're gonna run all through that Pittsburgh defense. You ain't gonna be holding up that cup too much longer.
Okay. I heard you.
So that's the only way y'all can show unconditional love. I see now. So they can lose, and you still gonna love them.
They still love them.
We get on your nerves, you ready to put us in the corner.
See, come on, Toya. Tell the truth. And number one truth. Tell the truth, Toya.
I like Toya because I think Toya had a little issue with me in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But I just love Toya because she tells the truth.
She's still. I'm just joking.
She's so on point. She's so where people need to be.
Toya said she's gonna take you outside, man.
Man, I ain't never worried about being outside.
Oh, okay, you gonna play on the playground?
Man, come on. Tell me, you be there at 3, I'm gonna be there at 2:45.
Lord, my Jesus.
But when you were talking about the situation we were talking about, and I was explaining how you mature and when you find love a different way, man, you go wow. Because like when I had kids, for instance, I didn't know what that was like.
Yeah.
And now I have one that's grown.
Mm-hmm.
And I got one, he just turned 13 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, these jokers, they tick you off.
Mm-hmm.
And you sit there like it was kind of funny. My oldest son had his first little bout with alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, tequila win all the time.
Every time. And again, was he looking like that? What's the basketball player, man, that got knocked out over the weekend?
And so Nate Robinson.
Yeah. Was he looking like Nate Robinson?
And, hey, boy, let me tell you something. And it's just the mature when you put the, like Lisa was saying, like my mother. She reminded me so much of my mother. She gonna tell you the right thing to do.
Yeah.
She gonna love you and take care of you. The only issue problem is gonna be you.
Okay. And this leads me
to the problem.
This leads me to we at 9:34, and you're absolutely right. We at 9:34. Lisa, I don't know what happened. So if you get an opportunity, call back in. I don't know whether
she said she was going. She has something to do.
Oh, she did. Okay.
See, I listen.
Yeah, good deal. You very good. We're gonna buy you 2 cookies tomorrow. We're gonna buy you 2 cookies tomorrow. But listen. Oh, there you go. My thing is this right here, and Toya, I'm coming to you with this. And I'm coming to you because I want the ladies' perspective first, and then I'll circle around with the guys. But in this day and time, do we really know what love look like?
No, let me tell you something. We don't want to love the way love look like.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to do it. We want to do what we want to do. Let me tell you something. This love thing that God got me on, I feel like you got to be bold and crazy to deal with love because you don't never know they cheating on you, but you got the trust in your love that it don't make no difference what they do. You know what I'm saying? This love thing is powerful. This love thing for me is powerful enough that I understand it's an energy. People smell it when you walk with it. And through that love, I've been able to control. I'm not gonna say control. That's the wrong lack of words, but I'm gonna use this like
discipline.
Be able to persuade people to be on my side and do what I want to do because it's a certain kind of love that I walk. And I don't think we understand the true meaning and energy and value of love because if we did, we would not be scared of someone cheating on us. We would not have so many insecurities. We would not be seeking things as competition. Because we know that it's not a competition, we're all in it together. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that with different, like Lisa said earlier, we learn different loves in a household. I don't feel loved if I'm not beat. You know what I'm saying? It's women that feel like that because there are things that went on, and I think sometimes beating kids, if you don't explain it right, it may transfer like that. So we do have different loves, and now we all go out here with different folks. And here you love, and you don't feel right if you not beat. But the way I love, I ain't never heard of being beat with love. And now when we get together, it's distorted. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't tell me the person that they didn't love the person, but their actions from the culture and their environment where they came from, it's going to cause a problem. And until somebody learn the right way, until somebody learn, okay, what's the real definition and version of love, we're going to keep going through this circle. So no, we do not understand it truly. We think we do. We play with it. But when it really hit the fan, we don't do it.
Mm-hmm. Anna, what do you say to that, dude? In this day and time, and I love that. Oh Lord, y'all, it's about to shift a little bit now. It's about to shift a little bit now. But let me go to Anna. Anna, in this day and time, do we really know what love looks like?
You know, I really love Toya's answer. Toya, big ups to you. It was good. It was good. But for me, I do. You know, I'm a sucker for love. I do believe there's love out there. I do believe that, you know, you just have to be compatible. Like, you have to sit down and talk with that person for like 5 years before you start taking them serious. Make sure there ain't no surprise changes.
What is she talking about?
You're
not gonna be fooling around with you. Lost your mind.
Yes, and that's for men and women. I'm not being biased to one sex or another, but that's for men and women. I believe what I've learned in life, and just the jewel I'm giving younger people out there, it takes 5 years, and you still don't know that person. Of dating at least that person to know. I believe find somebody who morally has your thoughts. And when I say that, I mean Christian-like. If you're Christian or, you know, whatever it is that you do, make sure y'all are the same. Make sure not one is seeking one thing and the other, because people will deceive you even 10, 15 years down the line. How many people have you guys heard of that been married 10, 15, 20 years, and all of a sudden they're getting divorced because their wife or their husband left them for another? So you never truly know a person. However, find something that works for you. Is there love out there? Yes. Yes, I believe that you can truly love, and love till you guys get old, because that's what it's about, right? Having a companion and then helping each other through elder age, right? But if you can't do that, you know, don't bother getting married, and don't bother tagging that person along, because that's not fair and that's not right. And try to be as honest as possible. Be transparent, because I think that'll make that person love you that much more. You'll be unforgettable.
Exactly. I said, y'all, it's about to step up a little bit more. It's already hot and heated in here, but it's about to change. It's about to shift a little bit now. The Thug Pastor. Good morning, Thug Pastor. Rico clapping.
Good morning.
The Thug Pastor is in the building. The Thug Pastor is in the building. Now, I want to ask a question, Cassandra. And can a person fall out of love? Can a person fall out of love? What do you say to that?
Absolutely. And I mean, I've been there. I think most of us have been there. We thought we were all in love, and this was my everything. This is the person I'm gonna stay with the rest of my life. Oh my God, he's so wonderful. She's so wonderful. And after a while, things start happening. You know, people become distant for different reasons. Listen, we know everybody on this line is grown. We know that one of the main reasons for divorce are people separating from each other that say they love each other is finances. That has always been a huge thing with people. So then you have the finances, you have infidelity. There are so many different things. You have abuse. You know, it's a lot of different reasons why people, I don't like using that term, but fall out of love. It's a process. And it's painful for a lot of people. I know it was painful for me. But, you know, I had to do it. You know, well, I didn't have to fall out of love with him, because to tell you the truth, I loved him even after we were divorced. Is that not crazy? I mean,
no,
I
doesn't.
loved
him. Not sound crazy
with,
at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved him with the same intensity after our divorce. And it took me years, y'all, to totally get him out of my system. And that was with a lot of fasting and praying. So yes, people can fall out of love.
Okay.
for different reasons.
I read the lyrics to this song earlier in the broadcast, and I'm gonna read it again because I want to hear you all's perspective on it. And the name and this is what's the name? Pastor Music Soul Child. Pastor Music Soul Child. He sang this song.
It's not a pastor.
Okay, Minister Soul Child. All right, and I'm gonna read a couple of lines of the song.
Think he in the church. What did you talk about?
Lately, I'm about to ready to sing it. See, I'm going to sing y'all to mess it up. I'm not even gonna sing it for y'all right now. Lately, you've been questioning if I still see you the same way. Because through these trying years, we're going to both physically change. Now, don't you know you'll always be the most beautiful woman I know. So let me reassure you, darling, that my feelings are unconditional. And this is the part right. See, I love you when your hair turns gray. I love you if you gain a little weight. Yeah. The way I feel will always be the same, just as long as your love don't change. No. Now, and that part there, just as long as your love don't change. He don't care if you gain weight. He don't care whether you're financially stable, whether you don't, y'all struggling, y'all going through whatever y'all going through. He said he will love you unconditionally as long as your love for him. Now, and I put it out like that. Is that
you talking to me? Because you breaking up real bad.
Is that a conditional situation? Because love, as long as your love for him don't change, he will continue. As long as your love for him don't change, is that acceptable?
You know what? Go to somebody else, man, because you broke up immediately after when you started reading the passage. So I'm gonna just go to somebody else till you clear back up. I'm gonna go out and come back in.
Okay, good deal, good deal. Bishop, as a matter of fact, let me go to Donald. Donald, what do you say to that, man? Is that within itself is unconditional?
It's fairy tale.
Mm. Why do you say fairy tale? Let me understand why you say that.
No, I say that, man, because, you know, most of the time, especially today, live in, all you got to do is lose your job. You'll find out. You'll find out.
Find out how much you really care.
They'll be loving you when the key don't fit no more. Because
wow.
Selfish, man.
Let me get on this phone and send some. Where you at, Donald? Because you acting. I'm gonna send a woman to see Donald.
Exactly. So it's acting
up.
Don't act no bad this morning.
Yeah.
But Leonard, what do you say to that, man? Is that within itself? Is it unconditional?
What?
What I read.
That stuff you read about the boy singing the song.
Yes, sir.
Man, I mean, that just depends on who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people don't mind. You know, I've been married 21 years.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my wife, we get along just like carrots, peas, and carrots.
Mm-hmm.
People ask us, well, how y'all stay? Because we really love one another.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not a contest.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? You have supposed to get growth.
Mm-hmm.
If you be with somebody, so that's why y'all ain't got no relationship now. Because as soon as the outside change, y'all want to go get something else. And you can't. And how many women, like these women, can vouch?
Mm-hmm.
You can be pumping gas at a gas station. Oh, Negro running across the street. You so beautiful and blah blah. You hear it coming. Oh, he seen the way you ain't got no makeup on or nothing, but he seen the way you was jiggling up under them sweatpants. What you think he after? He ain't after loving you.
Mm-hmm. Ain't got nothing to do with love.
Ain't got nothing to do with love.
Mm-hmm.
Let women tell you the stuff that men say to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then they should look back at themselves and say, I can't believe I was that stupid. Because that's what you were. But one thing I tell an old man used to tell me, don't ever lie on love.
Who's at fault, the man or the woman?
It ain't nobody at fault. Y'all at fault.
Mm-hmm.
The old man told me one time, never lie on love. It's okay to be loved. The best thing about love is, guess what? It'll hurt you. It'll make you feel good. Al Green said something about it before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Real love is that you can't control it. You can't define it. It could be something today. It could be something tomorrow. But one thing about it is it lasts. That's the thing. Women stop force. There used to be a woman, and they used to put it on TV shows and be a theme. If a man don't love you, don't try to force him to say that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't force him to say that. The first time my wife told me she loved me, you know what I told her?
What that?
Sure you do.
Mm-hmm.
You really think you do?
Man, look at here. Boy, you look here. What? How many ducks did you have to do?
None. My wife was beautiful,
arrogant.
She is beautiful.
Yes.
I mean, even at her sickest. You know, a doctor would walk into a room and they even call it it's an effect where some people may be very, very sick, but it seems as almost they're like an angel because of their peace that they bring to a situation. I don't like one. She sit and shake her head every night, and we've been married 21 years. So, you know what? Will I ever learn everything about you? It depends. If you still here and you looking at my casket, it'll be, I don't know. But the thing about it is, it has never been a struggle to be with this woman. Ever. And it's because of a mutual respect and a love that is real because it goes through a lot of things. You know what I'm saying?
Something to
make everybody want to come at it from one point of view and say, "Well, people be deceiving me," and but it ain't no. You know what? Well, is you just a taker, or do you give love to people, or do you just sit around and take it, or you just want to sit there and get full off it? You don't give nobody nothing. What kind of person is that?
Exactly. All right, preacher. Let me get some more people in here. Let me go to right now. Let me see who I got here. Let me go to Bishop. Bishop, you there?
Yes, sir. I'm here.
What do you think about that song that I wrote? I didn't write that one, y'all. That song that I read. What do you think about that?
Well, when you were reading, and I'm gonna be honest, I was not listening to you reading that. I was sending you a message, so I missed all that you said, a particular song that you sent. But I was listening to it, and then it was really fun, and I really like the one it was saying. So, love is something, and this is a great topic. That's why I sent you. This is really a great topic. Some for us to sit back and really evaluate what love is, what it looks like. And I believe love itself is an unconditional act of the heart. And love can be a form of discipline. Rico said something, the love that I have from my mother and father is different from the love that I have from my wife. It is still love, but it's applied differently. That's how we have to begin to characterize love within itself. The love that I have for my children is different from the love that I have for my wife. The love I have for my fellow man is different than the love I have for my family. So when you look at it, love is love, but it's applied in different ways to different individuals. You're my brother, you're my friend, I love you in a brotherly way.
Yes, sir.
And we'll do whatever I can for you. The same love, the same act that I would do for all these other people will be the same act I do for you. So, you know, this is how I don't try to put myself in a box. I'm not going to put an X through the box or stab the box that I'm in myself. And I think it is Rico or Leonard said, you got to learn to love yourself first.
Yes.
Because if you don't even know who you are, and you don't love your own self, how in the world you don't love somebody else? You don't if you don't have. So I appreciate the conversation, my friend. We can laugh and carry on, and that's one of the things I like about the show we do. Back and forth with Leonard in Texas, and we laugh, and because we're talking about something real. You can bring humor into it, but the reality is that the conversation is great.
Yeah.
So, you know, with all respect, I'm not mad at Toya for getting that bat. I'm not mad at Lisa for regulating a child, because all of those are love within itself. And Toya loves herself that she ain't gonna let no man beat on.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I'm gonna defend me, and that's it.
Exactly.
Now, either the dude is willing to stay there and he learned from his error, or he's going about his business. But one person that Toya did love, she loved her enough to protect herself.
Exactly.
And I love that about her.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We got another caller from the 803 area code. 803, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Good morning, Mrs. Sherelle.
Hey, Sherelle. Good morning. How you doing?
Sherelle.
Good morning.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday,
everybody.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Look. He calling you Sherelle Alexander O'Neal. He called you.
Sherelle?
He called you Alexander O'Neal Sherelle. No, this right here. This is the famous Sherelle right here. Sherelle, I want to ask you the question, Sherelle. Can a person fall out of love? Can a person fall out of love? What do you say to that?
I mean, I would say if a person is in love, I don't think you would necessarily fall out of love with that person.
Mm-hmm.
I think you would honestly just fall out of you would fall out of care to give. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think you would necessarily fall out of love, but you would just, I think you'll just get tired of certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? So if you truly love somebody, I don't see how a person would just fall out of love. But I think I might get the concept of the question, and I can see how people can say yes and no.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That's good. That's good.
But my opinion, you can't fall out of love with somebody.
You say you cannot. So you think once you
in my opinion, you cannot, but you can fall out of care to give. Like, I don't care anymore. I love you enough to let you go. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think you can. Once you love somebody, I don't think that love goes away. You know what I'm saying? I really don't think that love necessarily goes away. I think your feelings just kind of digress a little bit. I don't think the love goes away.
Anybody?
So if you see some, if you see, hold on, if you're in love with someone that you was in love with at 18, and they've gone on, they've been married, and you've been married, and now you both find yourself single, and you see each other 25 years later, are you still in love with that person, or
you might get it? You might try to hit it.
You go with these curveballs once again. But
knock it out the park. Go knock it out the park. Swing.
Honestly, if I see you after 25 years, absolutely, I'm gonna be probably either shocked or excited to see you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, after 25 years of me not seeing you, and you claim you're single, I claim I'm single, or whatever, that love still does not go away. You're still gonna revert back to what you had, regardless, when you see the person. I don't think that love goes away. That doesn't necessarily mean I'm gonna talk back to you.
Yeah. Okay.
I love you, but
threaten me with a good time.
We can still continue to go our separate ways. I'm glad to see you doing good, or you know, if you're doing bad, I can point you in some directions to help you out. You know what I'm saying? But other than that,
I'm gonna try to see what's up. I'm trying to see what's up.
Exactly.
But that love doesn't necessarily go away. It doesn't necessarily mean I have to link back up with you because I love you.
Yeah.
I can love you enough to let you go and still wish you will.
Take you
Good deal. Good deal. Let's go to Toya. Toya, I'm gonna mute your mic, man.
You know how it jumped off in 97, girl. Stop playing.
Toya, what do you say to that?
I missed the last part.
If you fell in love with someone at 18, and y'all go separate ways, they've been married, maybe you've been married or whatever, and both of y'all are single now. You see each other some 20 years later, and y'all just happen to pop up in the same place. Now you was in love at 18. Like Cassandra said, the love of your life, the love of your life. Now you see him again 20 years later, y'all end up in the same coffee shop. And you walk in the door and there he is. Are you still in love with him?
Let me tell you something.
Uh-oh.
Let me tell you something.
When it's all like that,
Lord.
Listen, about to be hard.
Lord, I am so glad the foods I was infatuated with wasn't love, honey. Cause let me tell you something. I'm still a little superficial, baby. And I'm glad they didn't love me there, because the way them things look now, I would be so mad right now. I had to walk down the street with one of them minions right now. What you talking about?
Not a minion.
Exactly.
I thought one eyed minion, but I thought I loved them. I thought I did. And then, you know, as we gotten older, you know, I've reacquainted with some of them. They all still love me because I'm still a G, you know what I'm saying? But
listen.
This has got some things they lost. Like the best life was in high school life, and then the bathroom, me, like they couldn't do no better than what their parents did for them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like I'm a loyal person. You know, I'm now when I'm with the Lord, I ain't gonna take much, Lord. Now, come on, I'm still a gangster, still from Brooklyn. But I went to the second one. If you give me strength, Father, I'll go through it. But some of these guys, I would be so mad because that was the highlight of their life. That was the best they ever looked, the best they ever done, the best they ever was, and they never elevated. And I find myself elevating early in life because now, you know, I'm just now in master's doing my college thing. I didn't do it then, but it was cool. That was what I loved, long as that was my thinking. That's why I said it's all about thinking. Long as I ran with them and was in that circle and was on that level, yeah, it was love. But now that I'm grown up, I've elevated. I'm still fine. I'm just throwing that out there. I was fine. So I had to make sure I was there when I grew up. So now, when I see them and I'm elevating, I'm like, wow, to the core of the people who they are. It's not about look, you know what I'm saying? I've learned to control that. It's about the person who they were in school, and they still the same person they was in school on the inside and how to elevate it. So for me, I noticed now that it was infatuation.
Yeah,
I love them because you was captain on the football team, but that's the last time you ever been a captain. I love you because, you know, whatever it was. But now, boy, oh boy, oh boy, what love got to do with it today? I don't know. You need to love yourself first, and then maybe you talk about loving me.
Exactly. Let me do this right here. I'm gonna go to go ahead, Leonard. You.
As soon as I will see her coming in that cafe, I'll jump up and hit it with it.
What you do?
Is that my toy?
You say your toy?
Is that my toy?
He said is that my toy is what he said.
Move in close immediately with no hesitation.
Is that you?
Definitely.
My God, I ain't seen you in so long. How you been?
I didn't kiss you on the back of your neck in so long.
Oh, let me see the back of your neck in a way.
Grab all the Bibles and crosses.
And Cassandra, talk to me, Cassandra. Leonard acting up in here. I don't know what we're gonna do with him.
Yeah, y'all definitely cutting up today. Leonard is like fired. I'm like, okay, what happened? You know? I don't know.
We took the chains off of him.
It's okay, Leonard.
I'm gonna find Donna a Shulamite woman and see what's up.
It's okay.
But
I just want, I really want to say that I absolutely love being in love. It's something that I think most of us seek, and if we don't find it, we continue to seek it throughout our life. And yesterday I married a couple. He is 83 and she is 74.
Wow.
And it was I'm performing the ceremony and I'm crying because I'm thinking, dang God, whoo, this is good. You know, there is hope.
Oh Lord, Cassandra is available, unlike Tucson. Tucson acting fun.
I'm being honest, man. I was standing there, tears was rolling out my eyes. I was like, yeah, there's so hope for sister. But the love that they, you know, have for each other, it's not that, of course, you know, they're open, so it's not that erotic type love, but they truly,
true love,
you know, kiss each other. They want to be, you know, they want to be with each other. And they actually are both into, she's a jazz singer and he's a jazz pianist, right?
Oh, yeah.
And
that's music.
they met in a jam session, they knew each other, they'd seen each other, but they really saw each other a few months ago. And they were like, hey, we ain't got no time for no waiting. What you gonna do? What you want to do? Oh, hey, I want to be married. Yeah, I want to be married too. And that's what they did. It wasn't no long-term thing. And I'm like, Anna, I don't think you need 5 years. I think spiritual people, when you meet that person, you will know there's something, your spirits will connect, and it doesn't take a long time for you to be married. That's a hint to my husband, wherever he is out there. Hey, boy, it ain't going to take long.
I married my wife a year after I divorced my first.
Okay.
Rico.
It was just like she said.
Yeah.
It was just like she said.
You knew it. You knew it. It was a connection. Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Talk to me.
I think, you know, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I love children, because they hear what we say and they take it literally. The only reason they get confused because we confuse them with mumbo jumbo over time with contradictions and stuff. I've been listening to this conversation, man. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I some of the things I said was disagreed with, and then came right back and confirmed. and with the same conversation, man. It's sort of simple. I love my mother. I love every human being on this planet. I love the life that they have. I love the fact that we have the gift of life and that we woke up every day. Or we woke up today.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't in love with everybody. See, when you say you in love, you can't fall out of love. See, in love is the idea of love, the intimacy of love. You get what I'm saying? So you can easily fall out of that kind of love with somebody, that type of intimacy. What about the love, the infatuation of love, like Toya said a second ago? You know, I keep hearing these words coming back up now that was disagreed with earlier, and then they come back full circle. Infatuation. We got to make sure we don't confuse that, because these children start hearing us give or show examples of what we think love is. And then as we start changing and showing what we value, what we want out of life, then we start showing we really don't know what love is. Mm-hmm. We just want something to make us feel good. We like the idea of love. We love the idea of love. Ain't nothing better than a marriage. I love a marriage. I ain't never been close to it. But when I go to a wedding and I see two people that I know really are spiritually connected, man, it touched me and feels so good. I wish I could be in that same situation one day. Mm-hmm. But I'm not gonna rush just to have that feeling to get that idea of that love. I know it's a lot deeper than that. Mm-hmm. That's why you have chapters and books and just different studies on love and behavior. But I know one thing about it: the actions of that person is gonna show me more than anything they ever said out of their mouth.
Absolutely. Sherelle, talk to me. What's on your heart?
Oh, I'm just listening. I'm listening. You know, I came in late, so I got to take it in.
Okay, good deal. Well, actually, we're about it's 10:03. It's time for us to get out of here for the day. We've gone over a little bit, but Bishop, anything on your heart before we get out of here?
No, brother, everything is good.
Okay.
The conversation.
Good deal. Absolutely. Leonard.
Sir.
What's on your heart, brother?
Jack and Jill went up the hill.
Oh, Lord.
I'm just. Could you listen for a minute? For a minute before you be hollering about the Lord. For a minute.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Jack and Jill went up the hill.
What did they go up there for?
Each with $1.25.
$1.25.
Jill came down with $2.50.
They came up there with $1.25, and look at and so she got hers and his.
I'm just saying, fellas, be careful out here.
So you saying the women are manipulating like that?
No, I'm not just saying.
Okay.
I'm saying Jill came down with $2.50.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Now what did she say?
That ain't got nothing to do with it. She got the $2.50.
How'd she get it?
All these folks talking about like they run something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't run nothing but your mouth.
Mm-hmm. So who running the show?
The evidence tells it all.
Is it like that Beyonce saying women?
You're not gonna, don't do that.
I'm just asking the question. I'm the question asker.
Beyonce in this.
Okay. You said the song.
Don't put it in. What song?
Women, girls run the world, or something like that. Cassandra, how that song go? Toya, what
I love that song. Who runs the world?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love Beyonce on that.
You like Beyonce?
Yeah, I love all of them.
So explain to me how did Jill get Jack money?
I'm just saying. You might.
Jack was in love.
I'm looking. I tell you what.
Jack went to sleep.
I ain't worried about that dollar. I ain't worried about that $1.25. I'm telling you that.
Lord.
But you should be honest with. If people just try to be honest with one another. One thing about not to pick on Rico.
Let me ask you. Hold on. Let me ask you before you go down. And you're a man, but I want your unbiased opinion on this. Are women smarter than us?
It depends on what you mean.
Or women typically, as a whole, we're not talking.
No.
You don't think so?
No, they're more sensitive, but they ain't smarter.
Okay.
They're definitely more sensitive.
Okay, but they're not smart.
You can never tell you. You can't. How can
Toya,
you somebody
3
else
o'clock.
credit?
3 o'clock.
It's okay.
3 o'clock.
That's what we're supposed to do. You smart. Y'all smarter, baby. Y'all smarter.
See, that's why Jill got that $1.25 right there.
Because she's smart enough to know to trick us into thinking we are smart.
Hey, that's what she giving.
Mm-hmm. Watch this, Rico. Are men smart as a whole? Are women smarter than men?
Oh man, you can't put that out there like that, man.
I'm just a question asker, brother. I'm just a question asker. That's all I am.
You know, I'm gonna put it to you. In general, nowadays, I'm gonna say I think they're being more led more by an illusion or by material things now.
Oh my goodness. You should have went with the first one.
You should have went with the first one.
You should have went with the first one.
Watch this. Cassandra, what do you say to that? Are men smarter than women? The thug pastor. Cassandra not even gonna touch that. She right there. She ain't gonna Cassandra ain't gonna.
Cassandra on mute.
Yeah, that would have to depend on the situation, man. I don't know, man. Individual situations.
Sherelle, are men smarter than women?
Don't start at this morning now. Don't start at is men smarter than women. Stuff now you be ruffling feathers now.
I'm just asking. I'm the question asker. They deem me the question asker. That's all I do. Ask questions, and I'm just the question asker. That's all I am. Yes.
That could be
I know a lot of dummies right here. Let me just throw this out there. I know a lot of dummies, men and women. Just you big dummy. I know them all shapes, sizes, ages, and colors. Right.
Watch this.
Come get the dollar.
Smarter in which way? Smarter in which way? You can be smart in so many different ways. What you mean by smart?
There Rico
but see that
you know what we mean, Rico.
There Rico go acting up.
You ain't got to say that's not what we mean.
Yeah.
Don't be planning in that.
I mean,
what you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about, baby. You know what we're talking about.
Well, come and talk to me about it at the Chili's tonight. It's about 6 o'clock.
Oh Lord.
We have some drinks and discuss.
Toy, look, watch it. Toy, don't drink.
She can have some juice or something.
Yeah, Toy's drink. What's that? Arnold Palmer's. That's all she drink. Arnold Palmer. I said Arnold Palmer's. That's all it is.
I like what Rico says. He mentioned mesmerization earlier today. It's a certain trick.
Yeah. Illusion.
Yeah, it's a certain trick.
Flip of the hand.
It usually lasts about 3 or 4 days.
It always gets them.
Somebody said on Facebook here that men are not smarter than women. Bishop, what do you say to that?
I'm not. I'm just dumb.
Bishop, you got a wife. You got to tread carefully. Now, remember, you at home with your wife. You only on the phone with us 3 hours a month.
Well, Leonard is my ear plugging guy. That's all I got to say. Leonard. If Leonard speaks, I listen.
Okay, all right. So you're saying that men are smarter than women?
No, Leonard didn't say that.
I tried though.
I know you try. You always doing it. That's why I have to stop you from doing it because you will keep doing it. No, I didn't. I said that. I said no. Men are not smarter than women, but women are definitely more sensitive. That's what I.
What do you got to do with intellect?
It really doesn't have to, because I don't believe intellect is an issue. I believe that they have a certain thing.
So if a woman was just a stark dummy, you wouldn't have no issue with being with her.
I mean, it depends what else she has to offer.
You know what? I'm glad he went there. I'm changing my answer.
Yeah.
Women are smarter than, I'm gonna tell you why women are smarter than men. Because women don't create nuclear bombs and start wars.
Oh my goodness.
They got more compassion for humanity than the average powerful man.
I vote for them.
We just push the button.
That's why I vote for them.
Y'all into pushing the button. That's all.
Wow. Cassandra, stop it.
If we tell y'all we smarter, y'all gonna cut us off. Y'all see what y'all did when we fought for equal rights. Just saying.
I would have given to you immediately.
We got a first female vice president. She's gonna be pouring a lot of
wonderful.
She's gonna be calling a lot of the shots. I know she's gonna be calling a lot of shots. So we're gonna see what happens in this country in the next 4 years.
I hope we give her 8 years.
Yeah. I like that as well. Cassandra, are you with us? Cassandra don't want to talk. Cassandra said, "I'm not getting involved in that particular line of conversation."
So is Rico available?
Get ready to open your own doors, ladies.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Rico, are you available?
Yeah, what you mean?
Are you available for relationships and things like that, or are you like down?
Say that last word again.
Are you, like you say, you want to be married one day?
Oh yeah, I want to be married, but I'm not in a rush to. You get what I'm saying? Not to the point to where I'll get in the wrong situation.
Oh, okay, because we know Cassandra is available. But one thing about Cassandra, everybody knows Cassandra is been celibate for many, many years. So she's really into it. Wants a good, loving relationship. Tucson,
don't do it. Okay.
Tucson down there. I don't know what Tucson doing.
It's amazing.
Tucson, what are you doing?
Tucson had to take off.
Oh,
but it's amazing when I say the thug pastor. I said all this time I've been asking Captain Sons this question.
She's not a thug.
She's not a thug.
She might be on the other line or something.
No, she right there. She just answered me, Cassandra.
But I love to hear from the women that call.
She got it on mute
on the show because they go honest and open about things.
Exactly.
And they all have like different lifestyles, different types of things. You know, I like conversations where I'm never the one where all the men pile up on one side and all the women pile up on the one side and then try to find fault with one another.
You know what I don't like? You know, we get it on out here. But you know what I don't like? I'm tell you what I don't like. I go to a function, and I had to learn this the hard way too. I go to I'm hard-headed. I go to a function, and it's couples, and they say, okay, we about to have a competition, men against women. Oh no, we ain't. Like, baby, come on, let's go. Baby, come on, let's go. We ain't getting involved in this here. No. Exactly. I'm not getting involved in that. Come on, baby, let's go. Come on, baby, let's go. Yeah. Thank you for having us. We'll see y'all next time. But now we ain't getting into this men against the women. I don't give a playing card, whatever we doing. No. No, you're not put me in that situation.
We're on the same team.
We're on the same team, and that's how it is.
So Rahina show up, right? Rahina show up, throw the question out there, start it, and then leave.
Yeah. Why you think he do this? Why you think he do this, Rico?
You're not gonna throw it rock. I ain't in it.
Why you think you do this so well?
Lord.
Who's smarter, men or women? I won't get involved in that.
Boy, look at it. Sherelle, well, yeah, so you gonna let him just do me like that, Sherelle? Come on, where you at?
Oh man.
For that one, right?
Nobody falling for your tricks.
Oh
man.
Lord, hold on. Listen, what's going on at 3:00 today?
If you did not get a chance to hear the show in its entirety, log on to www.dkmmediagroup.com at 3:00 Eastern today.
Good deal. Bishop, your prayers out.
Yes, sir. All right. Heavenly Father, we come for you. I was giving you thank you, praise, Lord, for all that you do and have done. Thank you, Lord God, for this podcast, Lord God, those called in, those listening, Father God. We pray, Father God, that you will continue to bless DKM Media Group and Associate. Lord God, bless this world as we move forward. Father God, bless President-elect Biden and Kamala Harris, Father God, as they begin to lead this nation, Lord God, to harmony, unity, and strength. We ask, Father God, that you will bless those who are dying from COVID, families that have to deal with it.
Yes.
Lord God, bless those that are affliction, Father God. Lord God, you know what we stand in need of, Father God, so we present it to you in this petition. Lord God, that you hear our prayer today, Father God. If you will continue to bless you and strengthen. In your holy and righteous name, Lord Jesus, we pray.
Amen. Time for us to get out of here for today. It's been a great
Don't forget to vote now.
Yes, sir.
Don't let people distract you. Still got work to do. Go to the poll.
It ain't over yet.
I think early voting start. You have till the 7th to get registered, I believe, and I think the actual election was January. I'm not sure. Early voting started yet?
I think it starts. It starts in the second.
Well, no, you can still register.
Yeah, you still register
up until the 7th.
Yeah, you still register.
Yeah. Make it happen, people. Make it happen. Let's keep going.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it.
Yeah, let's
There's
not
a change coming.
Come through. Let's come through.
We got work to do. The work is not over. The work is not over. Listen, it is now 10:15. It's time for us to get out of the today. I want to thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, I want to thank you for allowing DKM Media Group and Associates and Morning Glow to be a part of your morning. If you don't mind doing so, please share the broadcast, and share this broadcast. There's been a lot of things said today that I think people need to hear. Can a person fall out of love? I think it depends on the individual. I think it depends on the individual and the circumstances surrounding them and the love affair that they were in. I think that has a lot to do with it. Certainly if a person, and I think Rico mentioned this earlier, if a person is being assaulted and they find themselves out of that relationship, it's not going to be real hard for them to fall out of love with that person because of what they did to that particular individual. So I think it depends on the situation, the circumstances, and the person themselves, whether or not you can fall out of love. Love is a beautiful thing. Cherish it, enjoy it, and make sure that the person that you're in love with know that you love them. Make sure that the person that you're in love with know that you love them. And I'm gonna quote the Rico Jackson fellow. He said, "Words are just mouth. Words it's just sound that come out of your mouth. Your actions is what's important. Your actions is what's important. So make sure that the person that you're in love with, do your part, and make sure that they know that you love them, and don't let them outlove you. I challenge you to do that. Don't let them outlove you. That's a challenge that only good is gonna come out of that.
That's what I do every day.
Don't let them outlove you. Always love them more. Next, it is now 10:16. You're about to exit the morning glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us, because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody, and give them a hug, because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this morning. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in, and let your light so shine. You all have a great day. Love you. Get an opportunity to go out there and give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Have a great day.